It's the high school football game of the week on 770 WAIS and 103.9 FM. Tonight's game is brought to you by Pidcock Glass, McFadden Insurance, Tinks Auto Trading Post, your local McDonald's, First National Bank, Little Italy Pizza in Nelsonville, Gloucester, and New Straitsville, J&K Contracting, Fred Wolf Automotive, Athens Insurance Services, Athens Automotive Keys, Rutland Bottled Gas, Tri-County Career Center, H&R Block, Holzer Health System, and Coach's Appliance Heating and Air. Let's head out to the stadium for tonight's game on 770 WAIS and 103.9 FM.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Week 2 of high school football season here in Southeast Ohio. We are live from the legendary Boston Field as the Nelsonville-York Buckeyes play host to the Logan Chieftains. Nelsonville-York, of course, coming off an exciting Week 1 victory over the Trimble Tomcats. 21-14 was the score of that one. Logan, on the other hand, falling to the Jackson Ironmen. I believe that was 42-7, which is a little deceiving because Jackson is always a very, very good team. So you almost expect to lose. That's a pretty big gap, Joe.
It is, but like you said, Jackson, a very strong team, very traditional powerhouse in our area, and Logan kind of struggling on some past years, but they think they've got some things there. They're kind of taking that in stride. The Logan Hocking Times had a really nice article on last week's game, kind of previewing this week's game. They got some information going to relay to you here in this pregame show. But in that, they talked about the coach, Eddie, just said, look, we just didn't get much of a pass rush. That was the main thing. They gave up over 300 yards through the air,
Wow.
3 touchdowns, and they expect that that'll be shored up this week.
Yeah, you have to hope so. Nelsonville-York, on the other hand, looked really good. They looked really crisp. They ended a 7-year drought against the Trimble Tomcats, and we couldn't talk enough about this offense.
Well, and some correction there. Some Nelsonville-York fans were letting me know that it's actually 2022 was their last win, but that was one out of those 7 years. So they did get the 2022 win.
I guess my statistics.
Don't let stats get in the way of a good story.
Yeah, either way, we were very impressed with that backfield, Joe.
Yeah, absolutely. And as a team, and Nelsonville-York, we thought did a tremendous job across the board. We came away from that game going, this team doesn't have any serious weaknesses. There's always something to work on, but nothing serious in terms of the weakness side of things. Historically, Logan owns this series as the much larger school compared to the two, to the tune of 24-9, according to the Logan Hocking Times. In the most recent history, though, they split 6 games, 3-3, and Nelsonville-York won the last meeting in 2016, 35-0.
Oh, wow. Okay, so this is, of course, without mentioning it, but the Fred Wolf Automotive pregame show, by the way. Yep. We're about 8.5 minutes away from this. We're going to take our first break during this, and we're going to be back with more of this pregame show on the other side. This is your Game of the Week on 103.9 FM.
In Nelsonville, Fred Wolf Automotive is your local solution to your automotive needs. Whether it's your first car or your last, they are here to help. People always ask, who is Fred Wolf? He was their great-great-grandpa who had a car dealership in Nelsonville in the 1950s. They thought it was fitting to bring his name and some of his entrepreneurial spirit back to life. The inventory is constantly changing, so if they do not have what you are looking for, please give them a call. Local people who love to help local people. Fred Wolf Automotive, located at 1273 Chestnut Street in Nelsonville, 614-309-1756.
Tax season's greetings from your friends at H&R Block. Whether you choose to file virtually, in person, or via drop-off, let's make it a season worth celebrating. File your way with H&R Block and get upfront, transparent pricing, expert help at every step, and a max refund guarantee that means you'll ring in the season by getting every dollar you deserve. All tax situations are different. Not everyone gets a refund. Limitations apply. See hrblock.com/guarantees.
H&R Block at 507 Richland Avenue in the old Morrison School Building in Athens, 740-589-5403.
That man. Call the man. Call the man. Just call the man. Just call the man. You better call that man. Call the man. We'll call the man. Call the man. Why didn't you call the man? I should have called the man like you said.
Call Coach's Appliance Heating and Air to take care of your appliances along with your heating and cooling needs. Call or text Nick today at 740-594-1865. That's 740-594-1865. A family-owned business since 1986. Coach's Appliance Heating and Air. What's one of the worst feelings you can get? The one that hits you in the pit of your stomach. you can't find your keys? I have a solution. Announcing the new location of Athens Automotive Keys at 528 Richland Avenue in Athens. Dan and Gloria can take care of lost keys, transponder keys and programming, key duplication for house or business, and they now provide locksmith service. Athens Automotive Keys is open Monday through Friday, noon till 5:30 at 528 Richland Avenue, Athens. Call 740-590-6843.
There's only one perfect food for watching or listening to sports. Pizza! Get ready for the game by calling one of the 3 locations of Little Italy Pizza in Nelsonville, Gloucester, or New Straitsville. Dough made fresh every day with 3 crusts to choose from, with all the toppings a pizza lover craves. Little Italy Pizza also features mouth-watering subs, sandwiches, salads, and appetizers. Open 7 days a week. Gloucester, New Straitsville, and Nelsonville. Locally owned and operated.
Since 1926, Athens Insurance Services has focused on doing one thing and doing it well, providing peace of mind through affordable, comprehensive insurance protection. Whether you're looking for car insurance for your new teenage driver, home insurance for your first home, protection for your business, or life insurance, they've got you covered. Representing Central Insurance Company, count on Andrew, Mike, Kendra, Hannah, Chelsea, and Brent. Athens Insurance Services at 375 Richland Avenue. Call 740-593-6639.
Who can you turn to when you need a general contractor? Choose someone with over 30 years of experience, is licensed and insured. Choose the professionals at J&K Contracting. They're a full-service commercial and residential contractor. From new builds to remodeling, J&K Contracting has you covered from the ground up. Excavating or concrete, roofing or siding, replacement windows or decks, kitchen and bathroom remodels. One call, they really do it all. Call J&K Contracting, 740-698-3521. That's J&K Contracting, 740-698-3521. The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Welcome back to the Fred Wolf Automotive pregame show here from Boston Field. Again, the Buckeyes will host the Chieftains in your Week 2 matchup. This is the, what do they call it, the old backyard?
Well, there's a lot of 33 rivalry type things with Nelsonville-York.
Okay, so it's the old 33 rivalry, one of the old 33 rivalries. But again, Cam Sullivan, very impressive last week against the Trumbull Tomcats, completing 7 of his 11 passes for 117 yards and 2 touchdowns. He also ran the ball 9 times for just 19 yards, but got another touchdown on that one. Yeah,
I mean, he looked good as a sophomore quarterback coming up, and we didn't see too much of the jitters. It happened early on where we saw the mistake on the play where I think it was a counter run, and he kind of ran into the running back at the same time. But other than that, there wasn't any glaring weaknesses that I saw from him. He didn't have to throw the ball too often, but he did make good there was a couple that were a little bit overthrown, right?
Yeah.
But overall, you got to be pretty happy with what you saw out of your sophomore quarterback if you're Nelsonville-York's Rusty Richards and his coaching staff.
Absolutely. It was a bit of a slow start, but that's your first game under center and getting your first varsity start as a sophomore. So once he kind of shook that off, things looked much better, and I anticipate that being the case going forward. This backfield is just incredible with Austin Gautier back there, too. He had 21 carries. He eclipsed the 100 mark with 108 yards. No pay dirt, but still over the century mark.
Yeah, I think he opened a lot of eyes, though, because there's a lot of times where just his speed and his vision was getting him out on the edges or up through a tackle or whatever it might be. So it was a good combination of both him hitting the hole and his line, like, just doing great jobs of not letting him get touched for 5-6 yards.
Absolutely.
And I know that's where you wanted to go, was that line play. So I got some names for you here to listen for tonight as Andy's doing that play-by-play for you. And Will Odenthal, you know that one.
That's my guy.
Brennan Tomlin, Grady Carlson, Goodrich, Rexford out there. Those guys on the offensive line did a great job last week. They're hoping to do so again. It'll be a bit of a challenge against this Logan squad. Bigger squad out there on the line for sure than we saw from the Trumbull Tomcats a week ago. On the defensive side, Odenthal's there, Sullivan, they're on the ends. Caleb Rexford rotates in there with 2. Caleb Layton, who we've talked about a million times, Gautier, Carlson, Cunningham in the linebacker core, and then in the secondary, Thompson, Walker Stone, Alec Thompson, Walker Stone, Colton Bookman. I mean, they're pretty deep. Holton Hodgson, they move these guys around, and they're pretty stout on defense. I think that's where the strength of this team's going to be. We talked about that in the preseason. Did give up 14 points last week, but it was a really tight, good game. And I expect that they're going to try and lean on their defense again here tonight.
There's a lot of games when you give up 14 points and you're not particularly happy about it, but when it's only 14 points to the Trumbull Tomcats, you're pretty happy with that because they can put up some points in a hurry. Alec Thompson got our player of the game last week. He finishes with just 4 catches for 93 yards along with 2 touchdowns. he's a playmaker anytime he gets the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Those I couldn't get over that second touchdown. The way he just planted his foot and just shook out the whole team and made it dart it to the outside. But Logan, they like to run the ball. They were about 60-40 on the run side last week, but they didn't like that. They want to be more 70-30. They want to try and run the ball. Unfortunately for them, their main backs, Courtney and Morgan, were held to just 24 yards.
Yeah.
Their quarterback is the guy you got to watch for, as he will get out. He was 14-23 through the air last week. Ironically, 117 yards passing as well, same as Cam Sullivan. But he led the team in rushing 11 times for 73 yards. So the Buckeyes are going to have to keep a spy on him.
Very good. Both teams have just taken the field. Nelsonville-York won the coin toss and deferred to the second half, so they will kick the ball off first. But another exciting week here, once again, in Southeast Ohio. Again, this is a late start, an 8 o'clock start due to the heat. And let me tell you, it is warm out there. My watch is showing 88, and that feels generous. It's pretty humid out.
It is, and it's like last week, it was hot, but I don't know if it was this humid out. It feels like maybe it was just more of a drier heat. But either way, Buckeyes did win the toss. They deferred to the second half, so they will be kicking off to the Logan Chieftains here. And week 2 just about underway, Andy.
Yeah, and that's going to conclude our Fred Wolf Automotive pregame show. And the rest of our sponsors are H&R Block, McFadden Insurance, Jane K Contracting, Athens Insurance Services, which will be your halftime show, Athens Automotive Keys, McDonald's, First National Bank, Rutland Bottled Gas, Tinks Auto Trading Post, Fred Wolf Automotive, again, your pregame sponsor, Tri-County Career Center, Little Italy Pizza, Holzer Health Center, and Coaches Appliance Heating and Cooling. We appreciate everything you guys are doing.
Especially those Coaches Appliance Heating and Cooling right now.
We're thinking them right now, I'll tell you that much. Nelsonville-York in their home uniforms, it's your orange tops, orange jerseys, white pants, Logan in all whites. Nelsonville-York kicking off left to right on your radio dial. And here we go. The kick is up. It's going to be a nice deep kick. Going to be fielded about the 10-yard line. He stumbles a little bit, picks it up outside the 20. Shows the kick out to the right side, 25, 30.
Nice move.
A little bit of a room, but he's finally brought down at the 31-yard line. Pretty good return there for Logan.
Jeremy Fraley on the return, the senior, 5'7", 125 wide receiver and defensive back. Showed some speed out there with that move just to get him up to, where'd you say, the 31?
About the 31 or so, yeah.
Buckeyes will come out on their defense trying to see if they can't get some momentum right off the bat with a 3-and-out.
I'm looking at Brendan Tomlin, and there's 6'3" senior, 270 pounds. That's some meat and potatoes up there, along with Caleb Layton, which we've talked about the Laytons, and we will keep talking about the Laytons. 2 wideouts, shotgun set, halfback to the left of the quarterback, 2 wideouts right, hand the ball off to the left-hand side. He goes off the right tackle. I believe that was Caden Morgan.
Pretty good job by the defensive line to get through, but they all got through on the right side. He ran to the left, so
Caden Morgan will pick up about 7 on that. We'll make this 2nd and 3 for the Chieftains. They come back out in the shotgun formation. Morgan to the right of that. How are we saying number 7 here? Austin Weishier? No, I'm sorry, that's a different guy. Carson Tootie will roll out to the right. Got pressure on the backside. He's just going to smartly throw this away. He had a wide receiver in the area, and Jacob Cowrig.
Did they say caught that?
Yeah, I think it hit the ground. Either way, he was right at the line of scrimmage anyway, so no problem there. But Carson Tootle is the quarterback here.
And it was incomplete.
So we'll make it 2nd and 3, or 3rd and 3 for the Chieftains. Now, so we were trying to get a 3-and-out on the first possession. Shotgun formation. Morgan to the left of Tootle, who will receive the handoff. Goes off the right side, cuts back up across the 40 to the 45. He's got enough for a first down after a pickup of about 4? Oh, where'd that take? There's more than 4. He's up to the 46. I don't remember where that started, but that is a first down. That's what matters, right?
I got you. Let me do some math. 8-yard pickup.
Okay. I couldn't remember where we started that play. I'm all over the place, Joe. What's new, right? 1st and 10 Chieftains from their own 46.
Success on the right side of the line right now for the Logan Chieftains.
Another halfback in the backfield. Going to get the ball is number 44, Ethan Courtney, who's going to try to go off the right side, but he gets hit hard, Joe.
He's the second man of this 2-run backing field that they have, and that was Caleb Layton saying, yeah, I do want you to call my name more often.
Because when he got that ball, again, Courtney, he looked like he had a little bit of room there, but Layton said not so fast. We're going to give him just either a long 2 or a short 3. The board showing 2nd and 8 from the 48. We'll take that shotgun formation, head back to the left. Trying to go a hard count. Can't get anybody to jump. Far wide receiver is Weishier. I don't know how to say his name. I'm sorry. Joe, I would take your input on that. Morgan is to the left of Tootle. Takes the snap, looking to pass, rolling out of the pocket. He's flushed. A little bit of
He's
hold
got
on
room
the
if he
side.
wants
Doesn't
it.
get called across midfield. 45 stretches it forward and gets tackled out of bounds, but not before he gets to the Nelsonville-York 41 for a gain of 11.
Like we said in the pregame show, that their quarterback will get out and run, and he saw it. There was no reason to try to force that throw down, pick up an easy yardage there for a first down.
Yeah, somebody you're definitely going to spy, and I'd be surprised if Nelsonville-York doesn't end up doing that. It will be a fresh set of downs for the Chieftains, with 10 minutes to go in this first quarter, still 0-0. Logan on the opening drive of the game.
13 yards on that pickup.
First and 10 from the Nelsonville-York 41. Tootle lines up shotgun set with a halfback to his right. We'll take the snap. Going to just quickly pitch it out to Courtney, who cuts inside the tackle to 40, 35, 30, and finally taken down at the 29-yard line.
Yeah, Logan Chieftains right now having no problem getting whatever they want on the ground. First down after first down.
And, you know, it's tough to have this mentality, but the first drive is just that. It's a bit of a feeling out process.
Yep.
So it's not the end of the world. Obviously, you want to bend and don't break, and we can see what the Nelsonville-York defense can do as we get close to the red zone. But still a lot of time, obviously. First 10 at Nelsonville-York 28. Two shotgun set. Courtney takes the handoff. He's hit in the backfield. He's able to get – no, he didn't quite get back to the line of scrimmage.
No, he lost.
Of 2.
Yeah.
Back to the 30-yard line. Great job by the defense there.
Yeah, I think it was twofold. As he got the handoff, he bobbled it slightly, and the Buckeye defense was right there on him. We're lucky that didn't even, for the Chieftains, that wasn't a turnover.
Yeah, I saw Big Tomlin in there. The guy I was just talking about, and of course, Caleb Layton was in there as well. So I'm not sure who got the official tackle, but they gave him a loss of 3 on that one. We'll make this 2nd and 13 from the 31. As Austin Weishier goes back to the far right now. 2 wideouts on each side. Tootle takes snaps, looking to pass, looking across the middle. He's going to throw, but he is hit hard at the original line of scrimmage. That was number 26. That's Cunningham, right? Dakota Cunningham comes up and just legally blindsides the guy. They're going to give him 4 on that. That felt pretty generous.
Was that K-Rig, number 4, that made the catch?
I believe so.
We're going to give it to him.
Good for me.
I don't know if he wants credits for getting that hard, but
I'm just focused on trying to get the defensive call out. 3rd and 10 here for the Chieftains. Shotgun set for Tootle with a halfback to his left. Trips left. Morgan is in the backfield as they look over there. We've got 7, 3, and 16 out there for them, too. That's Weishier, Walsh, and Fraley's your trips left. 1 wide out far right. Tootle takes a snap, looking to the left. He's just going to air this out into the flats. Very well defended, but it is caught by number 3, Jack Walsh. But, Joe, he's going to be close to that first down. I think he has it.
it looks like he might be slightly short here.
Okay. You're a little bit closer to that line than I am. There's so many options for this Logan.
Oh, they're going to give it to him. You're right. Look like he's right on that line.
Yeah. The officials are hot, too. They just want to move this along. 8 minutes to go in this opening quarter. Logan's still on the opening drive of the game. They've been moving things along pretty quickly. We have an official timeout here. I think
they're trying to get the spot of the ball, or maybe they didn't call the first down, and the chain game thought they did.
I'm thinking it might be kinked up or something on that sideline.
Well, I mean, you got the one going backwards.
I thought, yeah.
It is 4th and 1, so they did not give him the first down.
So just a preliminary call there.
I thought it was a hair short, but this even looks shorter than I thought it was.
Yeah, that's almost 2 yards.
Yeah.
They're going to move things along a little bit, but you can bring it 4th, and this feels like a solid 1 yard there now. They just moved it closer, so it's going to be about 4th and inches now. So bear with us, folks. Logan has his 4th and inches here. Kind of imagine a QB keeper coming up.
Yeah.
You also see Ethan Courtney in there. He's a bigger guy, listed at 180. He looks bigger than this.
He is the more of the power of the 2 backs, where Morgan is more the speed of the backs.
And Tootle comes back over to tell his guys. They probably got a different play call, obviously, since it's 4th instead of 1st. He's in under center here, and he's just going to go forward. I think he's eased.
Yeah, he's still
about
going.
To take it to the house, actually. He's unable to be brought down. That's a touchdown. Logan on what was 4th and inches. He just keeps it off to the right-hand side. He's going to scamper for 18 yards. It's Carson Tootle gets the Chieftains on the board first.
Yeah, it almost looked like everybody, including the quarterback, thought he was going to go down, realized he wasn't, and said, fine, I'll just keep going.
Yeah, it was it almost seemed like the defense just lost him out there. And the kick for the Chieftains is Kalen Wilson, senior, 6 foot 250, bigger kicker. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up, and it's good. So it's 7-0 in favor of the Logan Chieftains over the Nelsonville-York Buckeyes. 7:37 left in this opening quarter. We're going to take a quick break. Nelsonville-York's reaction on the other side here on your Game of the Week on 103.9 FM.
Hey, it's me. Well, you from the future. Let's talk budget. Gas prices are going up. You blew your budget buying groceries, and here comes your bill for car insurance. Now, that's one bill you can control when you choose Erie Insurance.
Do your future self a favor and ask about Rate Lock from Erie.
The only thing going down is the waistline on our jeans. Yep, low rise are back in again.
Your Erie agent is McFadden Insurance. Get a quote today at mcfadden-insurance.com.
Go to erieinsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Welcome back to legendary Boston Field. Here's the Logan Chieftains take the first drive and take 4.5 minutes off the board before finding that an 18-yard QB keeper. It was just meant to get a first down on 4th and inches, but Carson Tootle, just wouldn't be denied.
Yeah, and for the Buckeye defense, you know they got to tighten up there because they were giving up everything. Logan got whatever they wanted on that drive, all on the ground. No really deep passes, just short passes and a couple of completions. But there was one tackle for loss in the entire drive. So the Buckeye defense is going to take that personal, I think.
Yeah, I think you're right. That is when they pushed back to 2nd and 13. That felt like Nelsonville-York of last week. And we're going to have a squib kick down the left-hand side. It does roll down to the 12, where Nelsonville-York has a hard time picking it up, and he does. But his knee was down.
Walker Stone.
Yes, Walker Stone. So they'll call this down at the 12-yard line, where Nelsonville-York will get their chance to answer.
Yeah, bobbled it just a little bit and then went to the ground to pick it up. He actually did a good job trying to get up first before corralling the ball, but he dropped it again. That made his knee hit. Once he had possession, he was down.
Yeah, it's one of those you wish you could see a replay on it because it was real close.
Yeah.
But it did appear as though his knee was down. We'll see what Cam Sullivan can do here from his own 12-yard line. 1st and 10, Nelsonville-York with Cunningham in the backfield. Tight set here. Single back to send a man in motion. They're going to give it to Thompson out the left-hand side. He cuts back up, gets a nice block from Cunningham, gets outside the 25, and taken down around the 26. I'm sorry, the 16. Numbers are hard, people. That's a gain of 4 here for Alec Thompson.
I like that run play off the bat. You don't go to your premier back. You give it to an end around there on your receiver. Let him kind of get your eyes focused at a little different space. He got 4 yards out of it.
2nd and 6 from their own 16. Single back set once again. One wide out far left. Going to send Thompson in motion again. This time Cunningham will receive the handoff. Makes a quick cut left, gets across the 20, but taken down at the 21 for another gain of 5. So he should be about a yard short. It should be 3rd and 1. Well, they're just going to move the chain, so do with that what you will, Joe, with your stats.
Well, I was until you changed it. But no, that play was set up by the first play. The same motion, and you turn like you might give it to him again, but this time you give it to the up back in Cunningham, and he gets 2 more yards than his predecessor does. Says, anything you can do, I can get a first down.
I got the first down, so we'll see what they do. 1st and 10 at their own 22 now. Still single back set. One wide out far right. It's not Thompson, I don't believe. He's still in the slot. Let's bring a man in motion towards us. Here's Cunningham will take this up to the center, cuts to the right of the center, gets close to the 30. Going to be shut down just about a yard short, so gain of 7.
A nice tackle there, a nice dropping his own shoulders to create the contact, and then able to get a couple more yards out of that by Cunningham.
Call it 2nd and 4. Long 4, short. Yeah, we'll call that 4. Coming out in an I formation this time, Cunningham will be your fullback. They take the snap, hand this off to Gauthier off the right-hand side. His legs get taken out just on the other side of the 30, so he's going to be about a yard short here of the first down. But it is still just 3rd down, so we're looking at a 3rd and 1 here for Nelsonville-York. 5.5 to go in this opening quarter, 7-0. The Chieftains up early. They take their first drive. Nelsonville-York trying to answer. They're going to have to cover most of the field if they want to do so.
It's a pretty key 3rd down here. You only need the 1 yard, but you got to get it.
I formation with Cunningham and Gauthier back there. They're going to hand the ball off to Cunningham. Goes up the middle. I think he's got the first down. He does.
He does.
He needed 1 and he got a solid 2 there, so that will move the chains for the Buckeyes.
Again, he didn't get touched until he got the first down. Did a nice jump, but he was met by all their linemen. and was able to lean forward to get that extra yard to guarantee that touchdown or that first down.
First and 10, Nelsonville-York at their own 34. Slowly moving things out, not in a huge hurry here. I formation once again with Cunningham and Gautier. Then two wideouts to the far left, showing pressure up the middle as a backer. They do bring him, but he just pulls it down. He's got a guy across the middle. He had two guys open out there. I don't think he had the time to unload it deep. He made a nice throw, and will go down incomplete to Max McDonald. So no real harm there, but I did like what I saw out of that throw. It was a nice, a hard, solid throw, and it was where it needed to be.
Yeah, I think he may have had a shot at one of those two deep back receivers, but that was the right play, I think, to get the yardage and to get close. Maybe just a little behind him, just trying to give you a reason why it wasn't caught.
Second and 10 here for the Buckeyes from their own 34. I formation, Cunningham and Gautier in the backfield. Gautier will receive this off the left-hand side, gets some nice block across the 40, the 45, and lowers the shoulder and gets to about the 47. That's enough for another Nelsonville-York first down.
One more block right there in that secondary would have sprung him. Great run there by Austin Gautier.
So they do get just shy of midfield here for the Nelsonville-York Buckeyes. They come back out in an I formation once again. With I really like this backfield here with Cunningham and Gautier out there. Cunningham can really block as they go right at the center here. They get across midfield to the 45 and taking down around the 44. That's about a gain of 10. We'll see if they give him the first down or not.
They do.
I'm telling you, the way Cunningham blocks, he just runs in with his head down. Yeah. He's just going to bust through anybody who's there.
So the Buckeyes came out with a heavy dose of Cunningham to start this thing, just kind of matching power for power. Then they switched to their speed back.
If I'm them, I'd probably stick with this I formation. First and 10, Nelsonville-York at the Logan 43. 4 minutes ago in this game. In the first quarter, 7-0, Logan over Nelsonville-York. Gautier will receive this handoff. Tries to go outside on the right side. He's unable to get outside. He gets about 2 yards, I believe, to the 41.
Yeah, I like the play call. They were kind of going up the middle several times in a row. Let's try to bust one to the outside, but the Chiefs is ready for it.
Gautier comes out on this play. Pretty rare situation there, but they have plenty of backup in there. Walker Stone is in there as the halfback behind Cunningham. Once again, two wideouts far left. 4-4 defense for the Chieftains. Sullivan takes the snap. He's going to hand the ball off to Stone, who tries to go off the right side. He, I think, lost maybe 1.5 yards.
I think that was survival mode for Walker Stone. Once he got it, he knew that the hole wasn't there. It was already blown up by the Chieftain line. So he just kind of held on to it, make sure I don't turn this thing over.
Yeah, it's kind of a situation for Nelsonville-York that they haven't had to pass the ball. Therefore, the passing game is not a threat right now. They had that one attempt that went incomplete. So Logan's kind of just stacking the box at this point in time. It's a big 3rd and 10 here. Mm-hmm. This play probably dictates whether you go for it or not on 4th down. If you can make it 4th and manageable, you probably go for it. Otherwise, you might play the field position game. We'll see pistol set with a halfback to his left. Sullivan takes snap, looks to throw, throws it deep down the left-hand side. He's got Thompson and 1-on-1 who went up for it. Will go down incomplete. Very well defended. But, Joe, that ball couldn't have been thrown any better.
It was a great pass, and he had a good reach for it, but the defender at the last second made contact as the ball made contact with the Buckeye receiver there, and Alec Thompson knocked it loose. That was gorgeous play, good just throw, and it was just good defense at the end.
Yeah, and to make it even better is the fact that it was very well defended. It was a ball that when he let it go, I'm like, who's he throwing this to? But it should have been caught. I don't know if I should say it that way.
It could have been caught, but the defender made a great play there, knocking it loose before he could secure it.
Nelsonville-York is out to punt this. They do get the punt off. Nearly got blocked. It's going to hit inside the 10 and just bounce straight up, and Nelsonville-York's not going to let it take another bounce as Levi Snedden downs it at the 11-yard line. So it will be 7-0. Logan getting their second possession of this game with 2:24 left in this opening quarter. And if you're trying to get caught up on things, Nelsonville-York, this game started a little bit late due to the heat. On our sister station was the Federal Hawking versus
Trinity Christian,
but we're hearing that they are calling that game early. Not real sure why. We're trying to figure things out. The only thing we saw at the end of the first quarter, Federal Hawking was up 8-0. But we're thinking maybe it's just too hot. They didn't push their game back. That was a 7 o'clock start, so they might have just called it. I don't know if it's going to be a win for Federal Hawking or if it's a no contest, but So if you're trying to find that on our sister station, 107.7, that's why you're probably not hearing. You might be hearing the guys talk about, or Dustin and whoever he's with.
Whoever, the Isaiah guy that you might have been working with the past 4 years.
And then Colin tells us we're not being simulcast. So an even broader audience, Joe.
I know you'd rather be on the air than Isaiah anyway, so.
The people would rather have me on the air, Joe. It's a throne that I don't care for. I believe he said it is going to go down as a no contest. But, Joe, it's a throne I don't embrace. But I didn't
sure
choose it, but I embrace it, okay?
Sure. As you're needed, right?
As I'm needed. Who doesn't need Andy? First and 10, Logan from their own 13. 2:24 to go in this opening quarter, nursing a 7-0 lead over Nelsonville-York. Joe, this is where things feel a little bit bigger for this defense. It feels like they need to get something here.
Yeah, agreed. Once you got stopped on offense, as you had a little bit going here, you don't want to let them chew up this entire field now that you've got them back inside the red zone on the other side. But they're going to have to come up with stops.
Toodle shotgun set, sends a man in motion from left to right with a halfback to his right. Now he'll bring another man, and that's Morgan in motion. He's just going to pitch this on the right side. He's being chased down from behind, but, man, he is quick, and he gets across the 20. The ball came out, but I think they're going to say he was down.
It did look like he was down. As he was sliding, the ball came out. But that's going to be another first or maybe second one. But, again, not getting touched until after 3, 4, 5 yards. And this is what the Logan Chieftains did the entire first drive.
And Logan, I will say, they've got more speed than I anticipated. They're not a big team. Their offensive line's pretty decent size, but their backs are quick.
They're getting a great push for sure.
Pickup of 9 on first down will make this 2nd down and 1 from their own 22. Toodle shotgun set with a halfback to his left. He will give this ball off to that halfback and tries to go up the right side.
This is 34
That's
this time.
Chris Gompt. He does have enough for a first down. He needed 1. I think he got about 5.
So Gomp making his first carry, and he gets the first down for his team.
There's just so. I'm trying to write down names of these people who's getting the ball for Logan, and my list is much bigger than most of the time at this situation because they just utilize so many people there, as you should. So we'll be 1st and 10 for the Logan Chieftains out to the 29 with just 1:20 left. And Mark Hunter is confirming that it is excessive heat why they called it out in Stewart. So, you hate to see it. It's the first game back in Stewart for a few years. Well, no, they played some last year, didn't they? Either way, but you have to respect the fact that they're just keeping an interest in these young men's health. So
safety first.
We have an official timeout here, too, so we're going to take it with 1:07 left in the first quarter. 7-0 Chieftains over the Buckeyes. Quick break here. The rest of the first half, or first quarter, coming up on the other side here on 103.9 FM.
Pidcock Glass is the largest full-service glass company in the area. They've been serving Southeast Ohio for over 30 years and have over 100 years in combined experience. They do it all: commercial, residential, screen, mirrors, tabletops, and heavy equipment. Have a unique issue? Just let them know. Check them out online at pidcockglass.com or call 740-753-4527 to set up an appointment or stop in at 500 East Canal Street in Nelsonville. Pidcock Glass.
The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
From their own 29 and send a man in motion. Toodle's going to pitch it once again to his guy on the outside who gets the outside. He gets the edge, gets about 3 yards, and I believe that was Caden Morgan. So it's going to be a gain of 4 for Morgan, you said?
Morgan did have that carry, and it does look like 4 pickup for him. Unless they move it on us again. They like to do that. They like to wait to make you the call. You make the call, and then
everybody piles on Andy. 2nd and 6 from the 33 now for the Chieftains. Toodle in the shotgun set will move. I think that's Courtney to his left. As they look over, that's not Courtney. That's Gomp once again. Currently standing at his left. They throw a lot of people around and see if he stays there. 2nd and 6. And have a stoppage in play here.
Timeout, Logan.
Timeout taken by Logan. We're going to take it as well here. Again, 7-0 Logan over Nelsonville-York. Just 19 seconds left. More action coming up on the other side here on 103.9 FM.
I've got a few summer crushes, and I met them all at McDonald's. The first is any size Southern style sweet tea for just $1.29. I can't stop thinking about it. Then there's any size frozen Dr. Pepper, Fanta Blue Raspberry, or Coke for just $1.99. Ice cold and sweet is my jam. Lastly, any sized iced coffee is just $1.99. I'm sorta obsessed. There are drinks, then there are drinks from McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Coca-Cola and Fanta are registered trademarks of the Coca-Cola Company. Dr. Pepper is a registered trademark of Dr. Pepper 7-Up, Inc.
In Nelsonville, Fred Wolf Automotive is your local solution to your automotive needs. Whether it's your first car or your last, they are here to help. People always ask, who is Fred Wolf? He was their great-great-grandpa who had a car dealership in Nelsonville in the 1950s. They thought it was fitting to bring his name and some of his entrepreneurial spirit back to life. The inventory is constantly changing, so if they do not have what you are looking for, please give them a call. Local people who love to help local people. Fred Wolf Automotive, located at 1273 Chestnut Street in Nelsonville. 614-309-1786.
The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Welcome back to legendary Boston Field here from as the Nelsonville-York Buckeyes are hosting the Logan Chieftains. Chieftains out quickly here, 7-0 against Nelsonville-York, and while you were away, we did have a big run by Chris Gomp on a 3rd and 1.
Yeah, busted out to the left side, got 22 yards, and then Alec Thompson just grabbed him by the shoulder real quick and then pulled him in to bring down the tackle. That would have been a touchdown as we got another timeout on the field. I think this is smart by Nelsonville-York. Like, they have not been able to stop Logan from chewing up yards on every play. And I think this is something that they are nailing home to their defense, saying, guys, you've got to settle in. You've got to get this thing stopped or else they're going to be too far behind the 8 ball.
No, you're absolutely right. That was the end of the first quarter, by the way. We just got back here, so we're going to hang it out here. But it is 7-0 in a game, or the first quarter, that was very much controlled by the Logan Chieftains. They took 4.5 minutes off the clock in their first drive and found pay dirt. Nelsonville-York was really looking pretty good on their drive. They marched off, 40, 45 yards or so before having to punt. But my fear is in that first drive they became too one-dimensional.
Yeah, well, I think they were just trying to, again, as you said, feeling it out. It was their first drive, trying to get that answer. Maybe forced a little bit, couldn't get it done, but Logan's back to work now. 1st and 10 at the Nelsonville-York 45. They send a man in motion from left to right is Jim Carver. I'm going to pitch it up to the right-hand side. Play they've run a lot this series. Tries to get out to the outside. Gets it up to the 41 where he's taken down. So pickup of about 4. Was that Morgan on the carry? It was.
Again, Jim Carver is another name that we're just becoming familiar with, but the big name for this one has been number 34, Chris Gomp. Will be 2nd and 6 from the Nelsonville-York 41 as some of the fans here are trying to will their defense to get a stop. Just going to start on this play, Joe.
Yeah, absolutely. At least that one was only 4 because it's been 6 and 7.
Tootle shotgun set with Morgan to his left, 2 wideouts right, and Walsh and Weishier. I wish I would go away from him, making me sound even more stupid as we have a flag come in, our first flag of the game.
Yeah, I think it is, and trying to see if they are delay of game. It is a delay of game on Logan, and that actually helps Nelsonville-York because Austin Gauthier, one of the linebackers for the Buckeyes, was screaming at his players to audible into something or to get into a correct formation. Finally, one of the linemen dropped back towards coverage, but the delay happened. So that saved the Buckeyes out of some miscommunication.
Makes it a 2nd and 11 there after the 5-yard penalty. Back at their own 46. Morgan lines up to the left of Tootle. 2 wideouts left, 2 wideouts right. 4-3 defense for Nelsonville-York. Tootle takes a snap, throws it out quickly into the flats, and it's completed. Tries to make a man miss. He can't get away from Cunningham. They take him down about the 42, so he gets about 4 of those 5 yards back. Makes this a 3rd and medium.
Nice job by Cunningham to swallow that play up early.
Have a 3rd and 7 here. Down to the Nelsonville-York 42. Big play here. We have no idea what kind of leg or if they would even punt in this situation. So we'll have to get a stop here to find out. Tootle shotgun set. Morgan to his left. 2 wideouts right is Weishier and Walsh. Then 1 wideout far left. Tootle takes the snap. Looking to the left. Got a quick slant. Dakota Cunningham saw it out of the gate. He wasn't even looking at the ball. He just threw his arm out there and swatted it. He might have had an interception if he was, but I'll tell you right now, Coach Richards is happy with that play. It's a big fourth down here, 4th and 7. The offense appears to stay out there unless Toodle's going to do some quick punt, but no, they're going to send a man in motion here. That's Courtney on this 4th and 7. Now he's going to line up. Okay, so Courtney's going to go back to a punt here. It's a short punt. He's going to roll around to the right.
He's going to make a run.
Look for the keeper. He does keep it at the 40, the 35. He's going to be close, Joe. He's got it.
Second effort
got him there. So he ran a rugby-style play, and in that situation, you have to trust your player. And this situation was Ethan Courtney. You have to trust him to make the right call, and he obviously did on that one.
Yeah, Courtney, that was a great job of looking. Oh, I've got enough space here. Let me go. But even then, the Buckeyes reacted quickly. They had a shot at it, but that second effort got him the first down.
Ethan Courtney, only a sophomore, too. He's 6 foot 180. He looks like he's going to have a bright future ahead of himself.
9-yard pickup, by the way.
1st and 10, Logan from the Nelsonville-York 33. 10 minutes to go in the second quarter, still 7-0 in favor of the Chieftains. Shotgun set for Tootle. Will hand the ball off to Morgan on the counter. He's hitting the backfield, but he just manages to get away and picks up about 3 yards there. Nelsonville-York doing a good job on the run. They're just having a hard time bringing them down.
Yeah, you're right. They made the adjustment. Now they are getting hits on them earlier, but they are having that problem bringing them down all the way, as you said, because they were earlier, they weren't getting to them this fast. Now they are, but now they're pushing through the tackles.
Board's going to show 2nd and 8 there. It's either long 2 or short 3. You can take your pick. I'll go with the board here. 2nd and 8 from the 31. Tootle shotgun set. Morgan to his right. One wide out far right, one left, one slot left. Takes the snap, hands ball off to Morgan off the left side. Cuts back up on the tackle. Is close to the first down. I think he's going to be about a yard short. That's our pickup of about 7. We'll see where the official spot is.
Very small holder burst through there, but he saw just enough of it, slipped through, and then got out there close to the first down. Looks like they'll give him 5.
Oh, wow. I was way off on that. So 3rd and 3 here for Logan. Tootle shotgun set. Hand the ball. Fake handoff. There's a quick stop on the outside. Has reacted very well to Weishier. He got to the 20. He's got enough for the first down. We'll move the chains once again for Logan. Defense is just struggling to slow down this Logan offense. First and 10 at the 20, so just inside the red zone, or right at the red zone. 8.5 to go. 7-0, still Logan over top of Nelsonville-York. Tootle shotgun set. Morgan to his left. One wide out far right. And Weishier and far left is Walsh. Nelsonville-York looking in a 4-4. Probably going to key in on Morgan here. Looking to pass here. Looking to the left. He's got to flush out of the pocket to the right. He's going to be taken out of.
He's still in.
Kept in bounds inside the 20.
Wow, tightrope action.
Yeah, it looked like he was going to be out after a few yard loss, but instead he turns it into a gain of 5 or so. Maybe even 6.
Yeah, looks like they're going to give him 6 there, where they got it spotted right now.
Just looks like an athlete. And again, we're talking about Carson Tootle, who again is just another sophomore for the Logan Chieftains. They're in no hurry here. 2nd and 4 from the Nelsonville-York 14. Tootle with Morgan to his left. They're going to look over and get it. A play call as they have Walsh and Weishier out to the left with Gompf in the slot right. Takes a snap, looking to pass. He's got pressure on the left side. He's going to air this out. Nelsonville went for it.
What a catch!
He held on to it. Was that Thompson?
That is Thompson. Folks, he leapt over the defender, caught it at the highest point, spun his way to the ground to get the pick off. What an interception key play by Alec Thompson.
I mean, I'll say this was it was a great throw. He Tootle threw the route perfectly, but unfortunately for him, Alec Thompson saw that ball, and then he took a hit. His legs are in the air. An incredible turnover there when the Nelsonville-York defense needed it the most.
Big-time play there for our reigning Texas Roadhouse player of the game for Nelsonville-York, trying to get a second.
Putting his name right back in that half. 1st and 10 inside their own 10 at the 9-yard line. 80 or 91 yards ahead of them there if they want to even this game up. 7:50 to go in the second quarter. 7-0 Logan over Nelsonville-York. Single back set. I formation and the ball off to Gautier. Goes off left side. He's good for about 6 yards.
Folks, we are recording this game for our YouTube channel where you're going to be able to hear us back. I think that'll be up some point this weekend. Go watch that play around the 8-minute mark, somewhere in that mark, and watch Alec Thompson sky and make an athletic interception.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying not to give up these Texas Roadhouse players to the same player twice in a year, just to spread the love, but it's going to be tough to go away from them there.
After that play.
Gain of 6 there for, I believe it was Gautier.
It was.
We'll make this 2nd and 4 at the 15 for the Nelsonville-York Buckeyes. I formation once again. Cunningham and Gautier in the backfield. 2 wideouts left. 4-3 defense for the Chieftains. Hand the ball off this time to Cunningham at the middle. He's got his legs taken out right away. I think we're going to give him maybe 2 yards on that. Maybe 3. We'll give him 3 on that. I felt like it would have been about a 1-yard gain, but instead we're going to get 3rd and 1 here.
Yeah, as fast as he was connected with.
I guess it's just a little bit of a push there by the offensive line. 3rd and 1 from the 18 here for the Buckeyes with 7 minutes to go until halftime. I formation. Cunningham got here in the backfield. Takes the snap. Hands the ball off once again to Cunningham. And tries to go off left side here. He's still dancing around outside the 20. That's more than enough. He needed 2 for the first down. Or needed 1 for the first down. He got 2, I think. So he's down at the 21. In between the 21 and 22.
Give 4 for that one.
You do your math, Joe. I'm just going to be over here talking. First and
I don't
10.
think that's a good trade.
The fans are getting the short end, I'll tell you that much. 1st and 10, Nelsonville-York at their own 22. Now 6.5 to go. I formation once again with Gautier as the back man. Cunningham in the fullback, 2 wideouts to the right. Showing pressure up the middle is Logan. They do send him. Is Courtney. We've got a stoppage and play here. False start. Sometimes that linebacker, again, Ethan Courtney's not a small guy. 180, I feel like 180 is a little conservative there, but sometimes you see that guy running at you, makes you jump. I don't know who jumped there, but that's just my rationale. I was going to make it a 5-yard penalty, make this 1st and 15 back to the 17-yard line here. Feels like Nelsonville-York might be happy if they can just run this clock out and find pay dirt at the end, but let's not put the cart ahead of the horse, right? 1st and 15, I formation. Once again, they have to find a way to get this pass game involved. Cunningham, Gautier in the backfield. 2 wideouts right. Gautier will receive this handoff. Goes to the left side. Cuts back out across the 25 and taken down at the 26. So gain of about 9.
Just like a pinball, bouncing forward, back and forth, but always moving forward.
I don't know how he managed to find some of those holes, but he did. 2nd and about 5 here for the Nelsonville-York Buckeyes.
10 yards for number 10. Makes that math easier.
Easy enough. Same I formation. Showing pressure again in Courtney. They do send him. Picked up nicely. Gautier takes his hand off. Same exact play. Cuts again. Gets outside the 30 and down about the 33-yard line.
Tough run there.
Nice tackle by number 72, Dominic Graham, senior for Logan Chieftains.
Be a 1st down for Gautier in this Buckeye offense.
Yeah, that's how you respond after a penalty. You know, penalties are called drive killers for a reason, but they did a good job there to answer back, keep this drive alive. 1st and 10 at their own 33 now. I set once again. This is traditional Nelsonville-York football. Sullivan takes the snap, going to hand this off to Gautier. He's going to fake it, going to try to pass it. He's got pressure in the backfield. He's going to keep it himself. Nice evasion there. Gets across the 40, the 45, and taken down. Tackled by Caden Morgan. That's the right call. Cam Sullivan, just a sophomore. Yep. Then they had 2 guys out there, and he had double coverage and safeties out there. And Thompson and Walsh had his wide receiver swallowed up. And he's lucky to get away from the big guy in his face, but turns it into a nice pickup there of how many yards?
13 yards on that pickup by number 16. Nice job of showing the athleticism to avoid that sack, too.
1st and 10, Nelsonville-York just shy of midfield at the 46. 4.5 to go in the second quarter. 7-0 Chieftains ahead of Buckeyes. Pistol formation, offset. Sullivan takes a snap, rolling around to the right, looking to pass. He's trying to find Thompson. He's going to throw this into the flats, and it looks to be caught. Yeah, they're going to call that. Logan
Meek on the reception.
That's his first. Well, that's the first Nelsonville-York's first reception of the game. Can't remember if Meek had any last week or not. Gain of 9 there for Meek, and this Nelsonville-York offense makes it 2nd and 1 from the Logan 45. 4:24 to go in the second quarter, just melting that clock away. Sullivan in the offense comes out. Cunningham fullback with Gautier in the halfback spot. 2 wideouts to the right. Showing pressure on Courtney at the middle. Again, they hand the ball off to Gauthier. Just lowers his shoulder right at that blitzer. He's got enough for the first down. He needed a long one, and he got 2 easily. That's the thing you love about Gauthier. He's quick enough to get on the outside, but he's not afraid to lower his head. Just a junior, too. He's listed at 5'8", 165, and that feels about right, but he seems like a guy, not knowing his personality, he seems like a guy I want on my team.
Well, just from the stats, he's got 51 yards in this first half. I'll take him.
You're absolutely right. 1st and 10 from the Logan, 43, 4 minutes ago here. Still trailing 7-0 to the Chieftains is Nelsonville-York. Caden Sullivan's under center, not Caden. Hand the ball to Gauthier again. He's hit in the backfield this time, unable to get away from number 44. That's Ethan Courtney. That's that blitzing backer.
Read him that time.
2nd and 11, so just 1 yard loss there. This is about the time the last drive fizzled out, too. It feels like they need to try to get something else going here, and this would be the time to try it. But, I mean, the passing game has been a little more successful in this drive. Second and 11 at the 44. I formation for Sullivan. Takes a snap, fake a handoff, and quickly throw it out to the flats. And it is completed, and up goes out over his.
You know what? Actually smart by Logan Meek to let that one go, because if he catches it, that's going to be a loss.
Yeah, he had 2 guys in his face there, so it would have been a 3 or 4 yard loss. Instead, it would go down incomplete. That's a long throw. I think people don't understand how far of a throw that is. He threw that from the left hash to the right sideline. So, I mean, that's a good, 30 yards?
Well, it's just tough when you do that because you're giving the defense so much time to respond. You're obviously not going to throw deep from the angle of your body so they can come up on it. With the ball hanging in the air that long, that's why I think Logan Meek was smart. Just let it go.
3rd and 11. Sullivan takes a snap out of a shotgun. Set Cunningham in there to block for him. He evades one guy, tries to make something happen with his feet across the 40, 45, down at the 42. If he didn't get brought down there by Ethan Courtney, he probably has the first down there.
But Courtney did a great job keeping up with him. Great pursuit by him. I don't know that he was exactly spying Sullivan on it, but once Sullivan came back, he kept on him.
And I'm not sure who the defensive lineman is that's getting in Sullivan's face, but he's got to be frustrated because he's had 2 hits on Sullivan, but he's 0 sacks so far. And great job by Sullivan as the offense appears to be going for this on the 4th and 8 at the Logan 41 with 2.5 to go. This is a big play. So coming up in just a few minutes here, we have our Athens Insurance Services halftime shows. We're going to have a timeout taken here.
Right at the play clock 0.
Yes, sir. We're going to take that here as well. 2:23 to go here in the second quarter. Nelsonville-York trailing Logan 7-0. Big 4th down coming up here on the other side on 107.7 FM WSEO.
Football season is here. Keep your athletes at their best with Holzer in Athens. Dr. Jason Cox Orthopedics and Dr. Aaron Ramsey Chiropractic Care are currently accepting new patients. From follow-up care to injury repair, our healthcare team at Holzer Athens will keep your athlete in the game. Call 855-446-5937 to schedule your appointment today. That's 855-446-5937.
The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. A big 4th down decision here for Nelsonville-York. We'll see what they decide to do if they go for it still.
Yeah, 4th and 8 from the 41, 2:23 left. You're down by 1 score. Andy, if you're the Buckeyes, are you trying something cute here? Are you trying your bag of tricks? Or are you just going more conservative, something where you can get in the air, got to get past that 8-yard marker? Where are you going with this?
I don't think you have to get cute right now. I mean, it's just 8 yards. The passing game's been moving a little bit on this drive. So I'm looking at something. Give me this 2 wide out set on the left side. Give me Thompson in. Whoever else is out there.
Meek.
Send Meek, maybe you send Thompson deep to draw that safety off there. Then across the middle, hopefully you have Meek in a one-on-one with a linebacker. Give me that crosser. Or, we've seen Thompson go up on these jump balls and come down with some incredible plays, i.e. that interception over there. So that's what I'm thinking here.
Walker Stone in also, and he's going to play on the tight end position on the right side as Meek goes all the way out to the right. Thompson close here, tight to the left is the receiver spot.
In the single back set, 4th and 8. Send Thompson in motion. So kind of that situation I was talking about here. See if one of them draws off.
Trying to draw them off sides and take a timeout because they didn't get him off sides.
We're going to stick this one out, though. But
I like that.
It's probably the situation.
Get 35 yards, get a little closer.
Yeah, unfortunately, the defense probably saw that coming.
Yeah, I'm sure that during the entire timeout, they were saying, don't jump, don't jump.
They probably punt this away now, I would imagine. But again, on 2 minutes and 23 seconds of gameplay, we got the Athens Insurance Services halftime show coming up. We're going to recap this first half. It's been a quick first half. We're going to have some Joe stats, always reliable. We're going to talk about some of the other action going on here as Mark Cutter's feeding us some scores. So
I think if you're the Buckeyes, you'd want to go for this because you feel like you could defend the rest of that field before halftime. But your defense hasn't shown that in this game. You feel like you're going to be able to do that for the rest of the season. But this game right now, Logan's kind of getting what they want. This is a huge risk if they decide to go for it.
And Logan, I believe, has 2 timeouts.
Yeah, I think the timeouts are fine.
So I think you have to punt this. But keep in mind, Nelsonville does get the ball back at the third quarter. So if you're going to go for this, I feel like it has to be like a fake punt, which is always risky. But I think you play field position here. You know your defense and your offense is capable of a second half.
They look like
comeback.
they're coming out to go for it.
Yeah. And,
they are.
I'm going to stack the backfield with, is that Meek in there?
Logan Meek's up as a fullback spot here. Now Sullivan's going to drop back. Maybe then they move everybody out into more of the shotgun set.
Caleb Brexford, the wideout out there, is looking to maybe set up
Quick
a screen.
pass.
Got Thompson on a one-on-one matchup here. He goes up for it.
The
ball was
blew
just
it dead before the play.
Okay. So we'll see what the call was. There's Jacob Carrig knocked down a pass intended for.
I thought this was false start or too many men in motion when they snapped it because the Buckeyes were still kind of moving around there. So that's going to move them back, and we'll see what they do now.
So they lined up one way. They shifted to try to confuse the defense. And, again, they had a little screen set up on the outside with a wide receiver. I didn't see the number, and then a lineman and another wide receiver out there. That's probably a diversion, if nothing else, as Nelsonville-York looks to be punting here.
Yeah.
And then, as Joe said, Sullivan just didn't wait for his guys to get set before he snapped that ball. 4th and 13. They got a free 5 yards back, so
they'll take it back. Now what do you do? If you're the Buckeyes, you got your 5 yards back.
So they kind of got cute with that last 4th down, and a lot of times cuteness is often desperation. Not always. So you kind of showed your hand. I think you probably punt this. I think that's a safe call, but
but at the same time, you were going to go for it. Now, they're going to punt it anyway from the 41.
And it's Sullivan that does the kicking duties, right? So
yep.
Anything can happen when your quarterback's kicking as well. Good snap, good catch. Does get a nice spiral punt off.
Good punt.
Fair caught he doesn't fair catch it at the 10. Gets away from a couple would-be tacklers. He still does run at the 25. Spins out of the outside to 30, the 35, and he went through the entire defense before being taken down at the 36-yard line. I believe that was Jacob Carrig.
And so, again, you're going to have the second-guessers come out because you punted away for a net of about 6 yards.
Yeah, I mean, it's right there. So, that really stinks. Logan does have it. I feel like 2 timeouts. I think they called one earlier. I'm not sure on that. Plenty of time here. 2 minutes and 9 seconds with a 7-point lead. Nelsonville-York does get the ball back. So if you're Logan, you're ideally scoring with zeros on the clock to where you would have been kicking off anyway. But we'll see. Tootle comes out shotgun set. He's going to roll around to the right following Morgan. He's going to dump this off into the flats. Ball's incomplete. Thrown at Jeremy Fraley, who I think just heard footsteps, tried to run a little bit before he caught it, and it will go down incomplete.
Now, I am surprised by that play call. I thought Logan would just come out and try to run it continually until they get into that area where they need to throw. I was surprised about a pass right off the bat here with only about 2 and 3 seconds to come off the clock.
I think that's probably the chess game that I always talk about. Nelsonville-York's expecting that run, so we're going to throw a quick play here. Try to get a good 30, 40 yards, if not more. It didn't work. Should have worked, but it didn't. So we probably see the ground game here. I can't tell who's in the backfield with Tootle. Again, they're going to throw it again. Quick slant on the outside, and that looked to be caught at the 39. They're going to call it at the 40. Completed to Jim Carver. Gain of 4. So Nelsonville should have, 1 timeout left? If you get a stop here, see if they decide to run it or throw it again. They do come out the pass, but throw a little fade route on the outside. It is completed. He's taken out of bounds. No, he stays in bounds on the other side of the 50. Spins out of bounds at the Nelsonville-York 45. He threw that out beautifully to Fraley once again. Just over the corner there. I don't remember if it was Gautier or who, but we have a official stoppage in play as Fraley has to come off for an equipment issue.
14 yards on that connection.
Carrig will come in for Fraley on this 1st and 10. 1:34 left in the second quarter. Logan trying to add to their 7-0 lead over Nelsonville-York. Tootle shotgun set. Morgan to his left. Trips left. Takes a snap. Fumbles. He's able to just dive back on it. That's Tootle. I was thinking he was a different number. I think Tootle in that situation was the only one who was aware that the ball was on the ground.
Everybody else was.
Nelsonville-York, I think, was just too busy trying to get off their blocks. Will go down as a fumble, but he picks it back up. 2nd and 13, looking to pass once again, as Tootle was going to keep it himself on a QB draw. He's back across the 40 to the 35, still going up to 30, the 25. A couple Buckeyes trying to catch him at the 20, and they take him down at the 15. So just like that, Logan looking to score is
Alec Thompson.
Alec Thompson shaking up a little bit. He does get up.
Made another touchdown-saving tackle, but a huge pickup all the way down to the 14.
Logan will have it 1st and 10. Tootle shotgun set quickly here. Morgan to his right, trips left, one wide out right. Will hand the ball off to Morgan up the middle. He gets to about the 10 for a gain of 4. There's still 40 seconds left here, so obviously time is not a problem for the Logan Chieftains. But right on cue, they are going to take a timeout. We're going to take it with them here. 34 seconds left here. Trying to add to their lead 7-0 over Nelsonville-York. Quick break here on 103.9 FM, 107.7 WSEO.
Tri-County Career Center offers students the opportunity to earn industry-recognized credentials in fields like cosmetology, welding, diesel agriculture, and sports medicine. Our programs focus on teaching job-specific skills that prepare you for the workforce, military service, or college. We offer 2-year programs and short-term adult classes. Ready to learn new skills and boost your earning potential? Start today by calling 800-637-6508 or visit us online at tricountyhightech.com.
The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Here for the Logan Chieftains down to the Nelsonville-York 10-yard line, 34 ticks left, so not an issue on time here. Tootle shotgun set with Morgan to his left, 2 wideouts right, 2 wideouts left. Tootle takes a step and throw it into the flat, stoppage and play, false start on Logan. Still probably not big enough to be an issue, but it's going to make this a 2nd and 11. I think Logan has 1 timeout left. 1, maybe 2. So we'll see if it becomes an issue, but it feels like a situation where Nelsonville-York needs a hold. Well, now there's 87 minutes left on the clock. Okay, back down. Like, people are just trying to mess with me at this point, Joe.
Well, they're listening too. They're like, watch this.
Sometimes it feels that way. Tootle shotgun set. Morgan to his left. 2 wideouts right, 1 to the left. Tootle takes a snap, going to throw a slant across the middle. He's got it. Oh, incomplete. Loose. Very well defended. He had the catch, taken down by Walker Stone, who without that hit, that's a touchdown for Logan. So
absolutely.
This defense thus far, going to say it, knocking on wood, bending, not breaking on this drive because there's been a couple plays that could have been touchdowns. 30 seconds left, still 7-0. Nelsonville-York trailing Logan. Chieftain trying to add to it. Tootle Morgan to his left. Takes the snap, still looking to the left. Pump fakes. He's got a flush out of the pocket left. Now he's going to try to reverse field to the right, which is always scary. He's still running, trying to pass. He throws it out to the end zone. Couple guys. Goes up for it. Should have been intercepted with Alec Thompson. But doing his own impression of defense was Jacob Carrig. And suddenly, Joe, things just got interesting. We're looking at 4th and 10 from the 15.
Yeah, and Jim Carver did a great job of getting up there and knocking that thing away, because if he doesn't do that, that's a clear pick. Buckeyes probably kneel this thing out, and there's no chance for Logan to score.
We'll see. They do appear to be going for a field goal here, which you don't see too often, but that's Ethan Courtney.
From the 23, it looks like, so a 33-yard field goal.
And holding is Carson Tootle, the kicker. Kick is up. He's going to miss this left. He had the leg, and I get so excited in high school, decided to try field goals, and unfortunately they don't pan out too much anymore. That was number 54 kicking, by the way, Kalen Wilson.
So if you're the Buckeyes, you dodge a bullet there. 14 seconds left. I imagine you're just going to kneel this out, take it into the halftime. You've got the ball coming out, so you can breathe a sigh of relief if you're a Buckeye fan here, I think.
Yeah, and I'm glad I didn't jinx them, Joe, because that was the definition of bend, don't break.
I was waiting to see who come through that door here in a minute.
The door was not going to bend. It was going to break. Somebody kicks it in to knock me out there. But nonetheless, I get bailed out. Keep an eye on Caleb Layton down here, who's...
Well, he was running after that quarterback. He was chasing him down, and it is hot out there. So.
It is, absolutely.
And that's an athlete. So if he's sitting down right now getting water, you know he needs it. You know he deserves it.
Yeah, we're still showing 82 degrees, but it's a warm 82 as Nelsonville-York comes out 1st and 10 from their own 20. They're just going to hand this off to God here. Goes off the right side, and he's just going to try to reverse field and just goes down before losing about 2 yards. But That should, for all what it's worth, take us to halftime, and it is. So halftime here from Boston Field, the Logan Chieftains leading the Nelsonville-York Buckeyes 7-0. We're going to take a quick break before we come back with the Athens Insurance Services halftime show, where we're going to break this down this first half, plus tell you what's going on around here. So don't go anywhere. This is your Game of the Week on Wild Country 107.7 FM.
Since 1926, Athens Insurance Services has focused on doing one thing and doing it well, providing peace of mind through affordable, comprehensive insurance protection. Whether you're looking for car insurance for your new teenage driver, home insurance for your first home, protection for your business, or life insurance, they've got you covered. Representing Central Insurance Company, count on Andrew, Mike, Kendra, Hannah, Chelsea, and Brent. Athens Insurance Services at 375 Richland Avenue. Call 740-593-6639.
There's only one perfect food for watching or listening to sports. Pizza! Get ready for the game by calling one of the 3 locations of Little Italy Pizza in Nelsonville, Gloucester, or New Straitsville. Dough made fresh every day with 3 crusts to choose from for all the toppings a pizza lover craves. Little Italy Pizza also features mouth-watering subs, sandwiches, salads, and appetizers. Open 7 days a week. Gloucester, New Straitsville, and Nelsonville. Locally owned and operated.
No matter what business you're in, it's about people. It's about treating others the way you'd like to be treated. The word service literally means helpful act of assistance. We know that our local merchants offer more helpful acts of assistance than any other place where you'd care to shop. Together we grow. First National Bank. Together we grow. Member FDIC. Online at first-national.com.
Rutland Bottled Gas has propane for almost every need. Home, farm, industry, greenhouse, lodges, and cabin rentals. They sell and install heaters made by Buck Stove, Empire Comfort Systems, and Heat Star. Ranges by Crosley and grills by Weber. Rutland's specialty is installing and setting up propane systems that make your world more comfortable. 2 offices to serve you. The Plains at 177 North Plains Road and in Rutland at 282 Main Street. Stop by, call, or visit them at rutlandbottlegas.com for more information. Rutland Bottled Gas since 1947. 740-797-4675.
Hey, it's me. Well, you from the future. Let's talk budget. Gas prices are going up. You blew your budget buying groceries, and here comes your bill for car insurance. Now, that's one bill you can control when you choose Erie Insurance.
Do your future self a favor and ask about Rate Lock from Erie.
The only thing going down is the waistline on our jeans. Yep, low rise are back in again.
Your Erie agent is McFadden Insurance. Get a quote today at mcfadden-insurance.com.
Go to
Tax season's
erieinsurance.com
greetings
for
from your
company
friends at
license
H&R
for
Block.
product details.
Whether you choose to file virtually, in person, or via drop-off, let's make it a season worth celebrating. File your way with H&R Block and get upfront, transparent pricing, expert help at every step, and a max refund guarantee that means you'll ring in the season by getting every dollar you deserve. All tax situations are different. Not everyone gets a refund. Limitations apply. See hrblock.com/guarantees.
H&R Block at 507 Richland Avenue in the old Morrison School Building in Athens. 740-589-5403. What's one of the worst feelings you can get? The one that hits you in the pit of your stomach. You can't find your keys. I have a solution. Announcing the new location of Athens Automotive Keys at 528 Richland Avenue in Athens. Dan and Gloria can take care of lost keys, transponder keys and programming, key duplication for house or business, and they now provide locksmith service. Athens Automotive Keys is open Monday through Friday, noon till 5:30 at 528 Richland Avenue, Athens. Call 740-590-6843.
Pidcock Glass is the largest full-service glass company in the area. They've been serving Southeast Ohio for over 30 years and have over 100 years in combined experience. They do it all: commercial, residential, screen, mirrors, tabletops, and heavy equipment. Have a unique issue? Just let them know. Check them out online at pidcockglass.com or call 740-753-4527 to set up an appointment or stop in at 500 East Canal Street in Nelsonville. Pidcock Glass.
The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Welcome to the Athens Insurance Services halftime show here. We are live from Boston Field as the Logan Chieftains own a 7-0 lead over the Nelsonville-York Buckeyes. Joe's got his shoes off doing some counting, some math over here, so I'm going to give you some scores that are reported by Mark Hunter here. He's showing last update was 21-0 Athens over Gallia. 7-0 is at Burn Union over Trimble. That's all I'm seeing right now. But the important thing, if you're listening to 107, you might be expecting you might be expecting to be listening to the Federal Hockey Lancers, but they called that game early. We're hearing that the heat issue just too hot. Again, that's tough as the season opener in Stewart, but at the same time, you also appreciate the fact that they're looking out for these kids' safety.
Absolutely. You got to do safety first. And, Trinity Christian came a long way away, too, so that may have factored into it if the heat and then being on that bus the entire way back home. So I think they're from Morgantown area. So, I mean, I imagine that this was something that a decision was made, both teams. They said, let's take care of our players first, long season. We'll just do this as a no contest.
It's just not worth it. I mean, Isaiah reported on the Wild World Sports that they decided not to move that game back because of the long drive.
Right.
You certainly understand, too. So I guess at the same point, you probably are just, let's get our kids home safe. Both teams just looking to next week.
At the end of the day, it's just a game, you know, and you want to avoid the worst-case scenario, though. How likely is that? You don't know that at this point with this heat. I mean, I don't know that I've ever called a game with the heat that we've had this past week. In the 10 years we've been doing this, we've had some really cold ones. We've had some ice ones. I don't know about heat in terms of this type of heat, so I'm certainly not going to criticize the decision.
No, absolutely. And again, I'm showing 82 degrees, but it's very humid out. We're lucky we haven't seen many cramps. We'll probably see a lot of that.
Look what you did.
Come on, it's already going to happen. You know it. I mean, the second half, the temperature is going to start to cool off a little bit, which is going to bring out that bug a little bit, if you will. We're getting treated here by the Logan Chieftain Marching Band, which is a very large band.
I'm told 96. Actually, one of my students at Tri-County Career Center in New Media Plus is in the band for Logan. And then I've got one in Nelsonville-York.
Let's get some names, Joe.
Well, for the Logan band, we have Char Hurst, and she does the mellophone. I don't know really what that is, but she brought it into class once, played it for us a little bit. I'm like, that's an awesome instrument. I don't know what it does. Colin knows what it is for sure. But she's out there right now with the Logan Chieftains, and then for the Nelsonville-York Buckeyes, Zach Richardson is the lead trumpet for the Buckeyes.
Very cool.
And then actually, while this is all happening, one of our other students, a junior in this year's program, Marie Surkamp, is down on the sideline right now in front of us taking photos of the game and of the halftime performances.
How are you going to be able to see those pictures?
Well, we've got our own website, sjnm360.com. You can see links to that on the Tri-County's webpage as well. And, it's really cool. And here we are with 107, but the media partners we have for the program are allowing us to get out and do these things for real world. Tom Williams and Marianne Williams and Colin Williams back at the station, they may be using some of our kids' stuff on the radio at some point, in terms of I've got one student, Skylar King, who started his own weather broadcast. So he's doing that weekly, kind of getting used to that. He has aspirations of being in meteorology.
Cool.
So
awesome.
This is pretty cool that you're seeing actual students get real-world experience at Tri-County Career Center and New Media Plus. And, there's some bias. I teach it, and I love doing it. But that's my day job, and we get to do this at night. I'm living the dream, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'd be a little more hesitant to talk about them, but they were one of our sponsors. So, of course, we're going to talk about them some, too, right? So we do appreciate everything that you guys do over there. It's a great fit, great program. Love what they're able to do. But Logan, got to be loving what they're seeing here so far tonight.
Yeah, if you're the Logan Chieftains, you're kicking yourself for that missed opportunity down there at the end of the first half. But and that's really, they could have had 3 scores in this game. Because another one was taken away by Alec Thompson right there near the end zone as well. But they are leading 7-0. And on the stat sheet, you can see how that's come about. In this first half, 29 plays, 242 yards. Wow, that they have amassed in just the first half.
I mean, I knew they were productive, and I don't want to glance over this real quick. You talked about that touchdown-saving tackle by Alec Thompson. Yep. It's easy to say, they're going to score anyway, so it's no big deal. Well, it was a big deal because they held him out there. So
Absolutely.
Alec Thompson, hats off to you. A lot of guys may not have went to make that play, is my point.
And he did it twice. Twice tonight where we had 2 potential touchdown-saving tackles and then had a potential touchdown-saving interception as well.
And you had to give him that player of the game last week. All right, carry on, Joe.
Well, he's just vying for another one. He's trying to go sweep.
If he goes off, we'll give it to him, all right? We're not afraid.
It's a great first half by him to do that. And he is a great defender as well out there, so you're seeing it. But as I said, 242 yards in the first half for the Logan Chieftains, 205 of those on the ground.
I'm not surprised.
19 carries, 205 yards, 5 of 10 through the air for 37 yards. Pretty split, though, in terms of the major carries. Tootle, the quarterback, does lead the way with 5 carries, 73 yards. Then with number 1, Morgan has 8 carries, 43 yards. And Ethan Courtney, 4 carries, 21 yards to lead the way there. For the Buckeyes, not quite what they're hoping for sure for the stats, hoping to improve on that. But still 98 yards in the first half on the ground
I'm not
19 for 98 on the ground, 23 for 107 overall, so only 1 of 4 passing for 9 yards.
I'm not surprised by the yardage because all of their productivity as show have been on the ground, but my fear was that they become too one-dimensional. Now, their second drive, they've only had the ball twice. Their second drive, they did pass the ball a little bit more with just their one completion coming in on that, but I think they threw it 3 times in that drive alone. They had potential there. So they're trying to tip that scale a little bit, but I think they need to do a little more.
Yeah, they were saved in that first half by their defense.
Absolutely.
So their offense has to pick up the slack here in the second half. How they're doing that, I'm glad I'm not coaching because I don't know. What I've seen out here against Logan, I haven't seen anything specifically like, okay, if we stop this, we're good. Logan's offense is just rolling them on the running game right now, and I don't know what you do with that.
And I thought it was going to be a situation that they're not throwing because they can't throw, but no, they most certainly can throw. And I will say, as good as the Nelsonville-York has defended the run of Logan, they've done an even better job through the air because they have knocked down passes. They've got that interception in Alec Thompson. So it's a situation that I think Nelsonville-York is up to it. They just have so many pieces to this puzzle for the Logan. Of course, everything goes through Carson Tootle. Outside of that, Caden Morgan's there, Talon Thompson, Jack Walsh, Jacob Carrig, Jim Carver, Austin Weishier, Jeremy Freely, Chris Gump, Ethan Courtney. Those are all names that are involved in this Logan offense. On the Nelsonville-York side of things, you really just have Gautier, Cunningham, the occasional Walker Stone, and then Alec Thompson when you're able to pass it. And I don't mean that to be a slight, but, I just named 3 to 4 names opposed to 10 names. So it's a little bit different trying to guard everybody that Logan's throwing at you.
You're right. And again, no excuses being said here, but Logan's a much bigger school than Nelsonville-York.
Yeah.
They're going to have more people to choose from, and they've got to have more depth as a result. At one point, these teams stopped playing each other because it just wasn't quite worth it. For Nelsonville-York, they were playing a team 4 times their size, so they were winning about once every 4 years, as you would kind of expect.
Sure.
For Logan, when they would lose to Nelsonville-York, they would lose so many points, and if they beat them, they weren't getting many points.
Right.
So this kind of went away. I'm glad that it's back, but you can see kind of what the nature of the beast is here today. Now, that's not saying Nelsonville-York can't beat them or won't beat them tonight because you play the game for a reason, and it's a one-score game. Yeah. I'm just telling you the realities of it when you're pointing out all these different players who have made an impact for the Chieftains already. That's why.
No,
they've got the players.
You're exactly right. Just have 7 points on the board at halftime makes me want this rivalry back every year. But we're going to take a quick break. We're about, when they put 3 minutes on there, about 12 minutes away from your second half action. So we're going to take a quick break. We got more Athens Insurance Services halftime show coming up on the other side here on your Game of the Week on Wild Country 107.7 FM.
Pidcock Glass is the largest full-service glass company in the area. They've been serving Southeast Ohio for over 30 years and have over 100 years in combined experience. They do it all: commercial, residential, screen, mirrors, tabletops, and heavy equipment. Have a unique issue? Just let them know. Check them out online at pidcockglass.com or call 740-753-4527 to set up an appointment or stop in at 500 East Canal Street in Nelsonville. Pidcock Glass.
That man. Call the man. Call the man. Just call the man. Just call the man. You better call that man. Call the man. We'll call the man. Call the man. Why didn't you call the man? I should have called the man like you said.
Call Coach's Appliance Heating and Air to take care of your appliances along with your heating and cooling needs. Call or text Nick today at 740-594-1865. That's 740-594-1865. A family-owned business since 1986. Coach's Appliance Heating and Air.
Since 1926, Athens Insurance Services has focused on doing one thing and doing it well, providing peace of mind through affordable, comprehensive insurance protection. Whether you're looking for car insurance for your new teenage driver, home insurance for your first home, protection for your business, or life insurance, they've got you covered. Representing Central Insurance Company, count on Andrew, Mike, Kendra, Hannah, Chelsea, and Brent. Athens Insurance Services at 375 Richland Avenue. Call 740-593-6639.
Who can you turn to when you need a general contractor? Choose someone with over 30 years of experience, is licensed and insured. Choose the professionals at J&K Contracting. They're a full-service commercial and residential contractor. From new builds to remodeling, J&K Contracting has you covered from the ground up. Excavating or concrete, roofing or siding, replacement windows or decks, kitchen and bathroom remodels. One call, they really do it all. Call J&K Contracting, 740-698-3521. That's J&K Contracting, 740-698-3521.
Pidcock Glass is the largest full-service glass company in the area. They've been serving Southeast Ohio for over 30 years and have over 100 years in combined experience. They do it all: commercial, residential, screen, mirrors, tabletops, and heavy equipment. Have a unique issue? Just let them know. Check them out online at pidcockglass.com or call 740-753-4527 to set up an appointment or stop in at 500 East Canal Street in Nelsonville. Pidcock Glass.
In Nelsonville, Fred Wolf Automotive is your local solution to your automotive needs. Whether it's your first car or your last, they are here to help. People always ask, who is Fred Wolf? He was their great-great-grandpa who had a car dealership in Nelsonville in the 1950s. They thought it was fitting to bring his name and some of his entrepreneurial spirit back to life. The inventory is constantly changing, so if they do not have what you are looking for, please give them a call. Local people who love to help local people. Fred Wolf Automotive, located at 1273 Chestnut Street in Nelsonville, 614-309-1756.
Tax season's greetings from your friends at H&R Block. Whether you choose to file virtually, in person, or via drop-off, let's make it a season worth celebrating. File your way with H&R Block and get upfront, transparent pricing, expert help at every step, and a max refund guarantee that means you'll ring in the season by getting every dollar you deserve. All tax situations are different. Not everyone gets a refund. Limitations apply. See hrblock.com/guarantees.
H&R Block at 507 Richland Avenue in the old Morrison School Building in Athens, 740-589-5403.
Since 1926, Athens Insurance Services has focused on doing one thing and doing it well, providing peace of mind through affordable, comprehensive insurance protection. Whether you're looking for car insurance for your new teenage driver, home insurance for your first home, protection for your business, or life insurance, they've got you covered. Representing Central Insurance Company, count on Andrew, Mike, Kendra, Hannah, Chelsea, and Brent. Athens Insurance Services at 375 Richland Avenue. Call 740-593-6639.
The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS Bookville, Nelsonville, and 103.9 W280FZ Nelsonville.
Welcome back to the Athens Insurance Services halftime show. We're about 7 minutes away from the second half action here. We're going to run through some scores that Mark Hunter's feeding us so graciously because I don't have service to look them up myself. Miller 21, Frontier 0. It looks like Athens is up 35-6. Trimble scored. We incorrected. Posted incorrectly. They're up 14-0 over Burn Union. Again, the Federal Hockey game got called in the first half, I think it was. Last we knew it was 8-0. The Lancers ahead. We think it's ended as a no contest. No, straight away. So Joe, you want to talk some second half adjustments?
Yeah, I'll ask you from Logan's perspective first. Is what do you feel like they need to change out there? Because it feels like they were doing everything they wanted to do, just came up short on a couple extra scoring opportunities there, but you still have the 7-0 lead at the break.
If you're Logan, and I think it's a little cliche to say, but you don't have to change a whole lot just because everything was working. The problems they ran into were down close to the red zone, and if you can believe it or not, your play call selection gets a little bit more limited when you're close to that because you can't send guys down as far.
Right.
When your defense is running a zone coverage, these guys are grouped up so well, it's tough to throw it. And Nelsonville-York has done a great job on the run, even though the stats may say otherwise. I think they've done a great job. So if you're Logan, you don't change a whole lot. You just maybe have to execute a little bit better when you're close to the end zone. And it could also be a fatigue thing because we're talking they're marching 5-6 minutes off the clock each time, good 70 yards before they start to run out of steam. So that's kind of what you're looking like if you're them. If you're on defense, you held a very high potent offense to 0 at halftime. You don't have to change a whole lot. You're probably going to go into that sort of chess match mentality. We know they're going to run, but they're going to occasionally throw at us to try to keep us off balance. But I think you just keep stacking the box if you're Logan.
I kind of agree, though. What else do you want them to do in terms of changing things up? What did they do wrong in that first half? They just turned it over there at the chance. They didn't quite finish off those 2 drives when they had a shot.
And the occasional penalty, not a problem.
Yeah, so if you're Logan, I'm with you. You don't change much. For Nelsonville-York, you got to find a way to stop these guys. These are getting chunks on the ground over and over and over. And then even when you do get them to the point where because I think their pass defense has done really, really well.
Absolutely.
Especially when you talk about that interception in there. But I think the pass defense has been strong. You've been able to flush your quarterback out, don't have anywhere to throw, and then he picks up chunks of yards. He's leading the team in rushing. So it feels like every time you've got an answer for something, the Logan Chieftains have had a response. And so I'm glad I'm not a football coach out there because I don't know how to make the changes here. I don't know what adjustments need to be made for the Buckeyes to really stop this rush offense.
Yeah, the big wild card for me is Carson Tootle and the fact that he can pull it down and run it. He throws the ball very well. And what I say, he's a junior, I believe. No, he's just a sophomore, Carson Tootle. And he's 6'4", so he's got a nice build for a quarterback, for a high school quarterback. So when he drops back to pass, he's a very real threat to throw the ball. But more than that, if he doesn't see anything right away, he is willing to run the ball, and he does a very good job at that. So the tricky thing is, it's easy to sit there and say, well, let's just put a linebacker spy. For those of you who don't know, a spy whose only job is to make sure the quarterback doesn't run the ball. It's easy to say that, but you're putting all these resources defending these wide receivers, because again, they've got 3 or 4 very capable guys on every play who could get the ball. So you can't really devote one guy to take him out of coverage. So it is tough. You kind of have to call the right play at the right time and just get one break. You know what I mean?
And then when you do that, when you have that quarterback or that linebacker spy, you're taking him out of coverage. You're taking him off. So you're giving up something to do that. So if you do that, Logan's going to take advantage in other ways.
Yeah, there's no right answer. Like I said, it's like chess match that we've talked about, and sometimes it's just getting that one play call right. Maybe this one play you're deciding it's 3rd and medium, we're going to spy him this play. Mm-hmm. Well, that could be the play that you needed it the most. So, these coaches know way more than I do, but it's all about trying to counter what you think they're going to do. But then the other team says, okay, well, we know you think that we're going to do this, so we're going to do that instead. It's very tricky. It's very difficult, but it's very fun.
If the Buckeyes can keep this score, so they get the ball coming out here. So if they can tie this thing up, I don't feel like they're in a great position at that point to say, okay, we're good. They've still got to play better than Logan has in that first half, how they have in the first half. They've got to be able to establish themselves. So it's not just about this first drive and tying it up. It's also about stopping their offensive sets, stopping them from getting down there. Because I don't think you're going to be able to rely on a touchdown-saving tackle again and again and again, and then an interception in the red zone again and again. I don't think you're going to be able to rely on that in the second half.
Yeah, and the thing about it, the way my mentality works for this, and I'm sure I'm not alone, is Logan's definitely got that leverage right now because they do have that one possession lead, but they're offering this possession up. Even if it's a tie, they still have that one possession lead.
Exactly.
So again, we're about 2 minutes away here. We're going to take our last break of the Athens Insurance Services halftime show. We've got second half action coming up here in your Game of the Week on 103.9 and 107.7 FM WSEO.
That man. Call the man. Call the man. Just call the man. Just call the man. You better call that man. Call the man. We'll call the man. Call the man. Why didn't you call the man? I should have called the man like you said.
Call Coach's Appliance Heating and Air to take care of your appliances along with your heating and cooling needs. Call or text Nick today at 740-594-1865. That's 740-594-1865. A family-owned business since 1986. Coach's Appliance Heating and Air.
Tax season's greetings from your friends at H&R Block. Whether you choose to file virtually, in person, or via drop-off, let's make it a season worth celebrating. File your way with H&R Block and get upfront, transparent pricing, expert help at every step, and a max refund guarantee that means you'll ring in the season by getting every dollar you deserve. All tax situations are different. Not everyone gets a refund. Limitations apply. See hrblock.com/guarantees.
H&R Block at 507 Richland Avenue in the old Morrison School Building in Athens. 740-589-5403. The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the conclusion of the Athens Insurance Services halftime show with 30 seconds left in this, Joe. Can Nelsonville-York, I guess I'll say right the ship for lack of a better word.
Yeah, I think from a fan's perspective, you might put a lot of pressure on this first drive here. And it is important, for sure. You want to get those points back. You want to tie this thing up. But also, it's a long second half, So I really think the key is can you stop them from getting so many first downs? They're getting first down drive after drive after drive out here. They've got to stop that. If they can stop that, the points can come later.
Yeah.
So that's what's important to me. I'd love to see the Buckeyes come out and get the score here, tie this thing back up. But if they aren't able to do so, it's really going to come down to that first defensive sets for me for Nelsonville-York's adjustments.
Well, I agree with you in saying that it's a long second half, but keep in mind they just had 4 possessions in the first half, so they may only have 4 left, and you're down by 1. So, You want to do some quick math? We do have a new kicker, Eli Markin, a freshman for Logan, coming out. Squibb kicks it down the middle, down to the 25 before Nelsonville-York finally gets it with a guy in his face. Makes one guy miss. Trying to get away up to the 30. He's wrapped up the pile, slowly moving forward, but they're going to finally call him dead. Trying to see who had the ball. Maybe Thompson, yep. So Nelsonville-York will have it with pretty good field position here at the 30-yard line, 31-yard line. 1st and 10, Nelsonville-York. Look at Dominic Graham up there, senior for Logan. He's 6'1". He's listed at 290, but I'm telling you, he's some meat up there. He's a defensive tackle.
I've been told there's a couple players on this team that might be looking at college-level squads already. The colleges are looking at them.
You got to start that so early, too.
Yeah.
So I don't doubt that one bit. 1st and 10, I formation. We saw that quite a bit in the second quarter. 2 wideouts to the right. With Cunningham and Gauthier in the backfield, Sullivan takes the snap, hands the ball off to Gauthier, tries to cut back
Good
the
hole
big
there.
lane there as he gets across the 35, down about the 37. Offensive line, of course, going to carry the brunt of this, and if I'm any team in this area, I'm going to say this Nelsonville-York offense is probably the one I want to run behind. Gain of, we're going to call that 7? Short 7, long 6. Take your pick. We'll see what the board shows. We'll call that a 7. 2nd and 3 here from the 38 for the Nelsonville-York Buckeyes. Still trailing by 1 possession. I formation, Cunningham and Gauthier. 2 wideouts to the right. 5-3 defense for Logan. Takes the snap. Fakes the handoff, looking to pass. He's got a man across it, but he couldn't quite get it. Nearly intercepted, but he threw that out of bounds with Jack Walsh. He had Alec Thompson crossing, but that's an incredibly difficult pass to make. He's rolling out on the right, running to the left. I don't know if he saw him, but even if he did, I don't think he could have got that to him. He didn't have time to plant his feet to get that throw off, but
and he had no chance of getting it to Logan Meek there either. That was well defended. 2 receivers, 1 under, 1 over. He wasn't going to get that overneath. I guess that's a word for what that was. For over him or underneath the other one.
Joe, thank you for making me feel better, buddy.
I'm using that one now. Overneath.
3rd and 3 for the Buckeyes. I formation. Gauthier will receive this handoff. Goes off left side. Gets close to the 40, but he's going to be stuffed. The ball comes out. Logan says they have it. They do. They sure do. That is a big turnover recovered by number 2, Talon Thompson. And everything that Nelsonville-York was working for and all these ifs, if they can do this, if they can do that, just went down the drain. I didn't even see the ball come out. I just saw the officials throwing their beanbags.
Yeah, they did a good job holding him up, and before he could really be stopped, they were just swiping at the ball, and they popped it up.
Who had the carry?
Gauthier.
So just like that, Logan will have it 1st and 10 at the Nelsonville-York 40-yard line. 11 minutes go in the third quarter. 7-point lead over the Buckeyes.
No time like the present than the stout on defense.
Tootle takes the snap with Morgan to his right. Looking out to the left. He's going to throw it up high. It goes up to get it. On a great catch is Jack Walsh. And he's going to bring it down for a gain of about 4. It looked like it was going to be overthrown, but Walsh went up for it. Walsh is listed at 6 foot even, but he jumped pretty high there.
Yeah, the way he threw it, I thought there was another person behind him or something. Like, where's he throwing that to? And he just skied for it.
Well, my hope was that there was a Nelsonville-York player behind him to pick it off, but Walsh would not let that one go. 2nd and 7 after the pickup of 3 down to the 37. Tootle shotgun set with Morgan to his right. 1 wide out left, 2 wide outs to the left, or to the right. Takes the snap, hands the ball off to Courtney out of the halfback spot. He's pushing forward close to the first down. No, I'm sorry, he's going to be a couple yards short. He needed 7, and I think he got about 5. So we'll be 3rd down. We'll call that 3 after a gain of 4. 3rd and 3 at the 33 in the third quarter. A lot of 3s thrown at you, Joe. Tootle comes out with Courtney to his right this time. 2 wideouts right, 1 wideout left. Nelsonville-York stacking the box. Courtney will receive this handoff. Goes off the left side. He's hit, bounces backward, trying to keep things alive, and he's got close to the first down. I think he's going to be just short, but he could have lost. I'll say he should have lost about 1 yard on that play. Great job keeping it alive is Ethan Courtney.
Buckeyes are having just a hard time finishing the tackles. You talked about that in the first half. This time they finally got through and made early contact. As you said, should have been a loss, but they get up 4th and 1 now. Got 2 yards out of what should have been a loss.
A familiar situation here for the Chieftains. 4th and 1 was how they found their 1 touchdown. Now, arguably, it was half the distance that he went, but it was 4th and 1. The quarterback kept it himself, and Tootle took it 18 yards to the house. This will be 4th and 1 from the 31. Tootle shotgun set with Morgan to his left. Takes a snap, hands the ball off to Morgan. He's hit at the line of scrimmage. He stood up, but he fell forward, and I think that's going to give him the first down. If he falls backward, that's going to be close.
But that's what the Logan Chieftains have been able to do this entire game, is you're getting hits on them. Even in the immediacy, they are still going forward.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the times those things dictate the game, and if you can get it to go the wrong way, you're probably winning this game. So it will go forward. That was Caden Morgan on that carry. We'll call that a gain of, I guess, 2 after falling forward. 1st and 10 at the 28. 8.5 to go in the third quarter. Logan really just milking that clock off with a 7-point lead over Nelsonville-York. Tootle shotgun set with Courtney to his right. Takes a snap, looking to the left, looking to pass. He's going to keep it and pull it down himself. He's got a couple guys in pursuit. He takes a big hit out of bounds.
Caleb Layton.
And I was a little worried that he might have been out of bounds when he took that hit, but it was clear he was not. So no gain on that. What's been the best play of the defense for this defense in the second half.
Good call.
We'll see if that sparks a little bit on the Nelsonville-York defensive side of things, because they need a big stop. Still 2nd and 10 here. Tootle shotgun set with Courtney to his right. 3 wideouts far right. Tootle takes a snap, hands the ball to Courtney up the middle. He's wrapped up immediately. This time he came down.
Caleb Layton again.
Did his helmet pop off? I don't know what I saw pop into the hands of a Nelsonville-York player, but I thought it might have been the ball, but I'm the only one reacting. But a great job there. You said it was Caleb Layton?
Caleb Layton got him again.
So he did pick up no gain.
I think it's a no gain.
That's exactly what this defense needed, trying to force a field goal try here. 3rd and 10 from the 28.
This would be outside their range from what they missed earlier.
Tootle in a shotgun set with Courtney to his left. 2 wideouts left, 2 to the right. Nelsonville-York manning in a 4-3 defense. They give the ball to Morgan and tries to cut back and goes across the middle down about the 21. But he needed to get to about the 8 or the 19. So he's going about 2 yards short, and that's a play that probably set up a 4th and short for Logan. I guess we're going to call that 4th and 3, but I think that's a play you probably go for.
After missing the first field goal, I think so.
It's really disheartening. I'm a big fan of special teams in Southeast Ohio, and I'd love to see that kid get a second chance. But at the same time, I kind of want to stop here for Nelsonville-York. Big 4th down here, 4th and 3 at the 21. Tootle shotgun set with Courtney to his right, sends Morgan in motion. Hands the ball to Morgan, cuts up. He's got room inside the 20. He's going to be taken down around the 15. We'll call that the 16. So that's a gain of 5 when he just needed 3.
And the Buckeyes sent 2 players through that hole. They had a shot, but he's so quick. He cut it up and got that first down.
I think that's a situation where there's just so many people you don't know who to key in on there, because Courtney's a big threat of himself back there. And then they send Morgan in motion and behind Courtney, and they easily picked up 5 yards, enough down to the 16 for a 1st and 10. 6 minutes, 50 seconds left in the second quarter. Logan trying to add on to their 7-0 lead over Nelsonville-York.
I thought that was going to be the stop. When I saw that linebacker get through, I thought, oh, they got him.
Yeah.
And then just that quick.
It felt good. He's so shifty. Shotgun set. 1st and 10 at the 16. Tootle shotgun set. Has Morgan sends Carrig in motion, who will receive this handoff on a jet sweep. Makes one guy miss, and he gets a 3-yard gain on something that should have been a no gain.
And that's been the story all night.
Now, again, there's just too many pieces here.
Was that Carrig that had the carry?
That was Jacob Carrig. On a jet, I guess.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know if it was, did he pitch that forward or hand it off? I don't know if the count that as a pass or not. 2nd and 8. Tootle shotgun set with Morgan to his left. Trips right. Looking to pass, looking across the middle. Rolls out to the left to avoid pressure. Now he's going to try to reverse field to the right-hand side. Maybe a hold. Definitely a block in the back that's not going to get called. Tootle gets down to the 10. I saw 2 different penalties there that didn't get called.
Caden McWilliams with the tackle.
They're going to knock that down at the 11 for a gain of 3. Should make this a 3rd and 5. Nelsonville-York needs a stop.
Yeah, this is big time, because if they're going to, this is 2-down situation, unless they think, okay, we'll just let our field goal kicker get this one. It's a little easier, but you feel like it might be 4 downs.
3rd and 5 down at the 11-yard line for this Logan Chieftain offense. Tootle shotgun set with Morgan to his right. Tight bunch set here. Probably just going to run this, maybe a QB read. Going to run a quick pitch to the outside to Morgan. He's got room inside the 10. Tries to make a guy miss at the 5 or at the 6, and he won't get out of that. But that should be enough for a first down.
Looks like he's going to be a little short.
Yeah, it's such a tough angle. They're on the opposite side. So we'll be 4th and inches once again. This is a situation where I probably stacked the box here for Nelsonville-York. To believe that they are going to go for it.
4th and inches, you figure they just have him push up. That's what they did before. He gets under center here, and would not surprise me.
Yeah, that's probably what's coming. Tootle under center will take this right up the middle. He's inside the 5, still pushing forward, but he's not going to take it all the way this time, down about the 2-yard line. That will be 1st and goal for the Logan Chieftains. Just 4 minutes.
5-yard pickup on a QB sneak.
4:15 left in the third quarter. Still 7-0 Logan over Nelsonville-York. A touchdown here feels incredibly powerful. Tootle shotgun set. Morgan to his left. 2 wideouts left. 2 wideouts right. Morgan will receive this handoff. Goes up to the middle. Cuts up on the right side. He's going to take it to the house. Touchdown Chieftains. Caden Morgan on a 2-yard run will add points onto the board for the Chieftains. Things feel a little deflated on this side of the field, doesn't it, Joe?
Again, the turnover is one thing to have that coming out, but to, again, have no answers on defense, and this time they punch it in. Pretty disheartening. You can almost see it in the body language of the Buckeyes on the sideline. Shoulders a little slumped here.
Keelan Wilson in to kick this. Kick is up. Look left to me. It will be no good. 13-0 is your score. Chieftains over the Buckeyes. 4 minutes left in the third quarter. We got Nelsonville-York's response coming up on the other side here in your Game of the Week on Wild Country 107.7 FM.
Hey, it's me. Well, you from the future. Let's talk budget. Gas prices are going up. You blew your budget buying groceries, and here comes your bill for car insurance. Now, that's one bill you can control when you choose Erie Insurance.
Do your future self a favor and ask about Rate Lock from Erie.
The only thing going down is the waistline on our jeans. Yep, low rise are back in again.
Your Erie agent is McFadden Insurance. Get a quote today at mcfadden-insurance.com.
Go to erieinsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Welcome back to Boston Field here as the Logan Chieftains extend their lead to just 13 after missing the PAT. Joe, I'm going to just say what everybody feels like. Is 13 too much for them to come back from?
It feels like it just because we talked about coming out of halftime that they had plenty of time, that they had the ball first. Well, they give up the ball, and now they don't have near as much time because there's only 4 minutes left in this third quarter, and they got to get 2 scores.
The thing I like about this situation, well, I'll get to that in a minute, as Logan's going to squib this down the middle. It's going to be fielded at about the 15 by Nelsonville-York, who brings it up to the right-hand side, gets outside the 20 and taking down about the 22 or 32. So the thing I like about this, it kind of forces you out of your comfort zone, right?
And that's why you play these games.
And you do typically have time in a game like this to get 2 touchdowns on the board running the ball the way you do, but maybe not 3 that you would need if Logan were to answer back. So you're probably going to pass the ball more than you would have, which might lead to something bigger.
But again, this is why Nelsonville-York schedules these type games against bigger schools, because they're going to need that challenge if they want to have success in the playoffs. So I have no qualms about how they're playing this game. It's just disheartening to see that they can't stop them on the run. They're getting 5-yard pickups every time out there. So they've got to start thinking, okay, if we can't stop them, we got to start scoring quick here. We got to go to our air. We got to get our plays going for some momentum.
We'll see how quickly they adapt. 1st and 10 at their own 31. I formation. Sullivan takes a snap, fakes a handoff, rolling around to the
there you go.
Right. Now they're going to throw it to Gautier in the flats, 30-yard line, 35. Cuts up, makes one guy miss. Trying to make 2 more miss. Can't get out of the 36. A couple of flags come in at the tackle.
Might have been a face mask there.
It's typically the kind of thing is we do have a Chieftain player down. Looks to be a leg injury. Maybe, hopefully a cramp. We'll wait and see that. But that is a tentative gain of 5 for the Nelsonville-York offense, and that's a play we haven't seen this game. So that's kind of what we're talking about.
Yeah, and I like that. It got you 5 yards, but it could have had the potential to open that up. So that's what you're doing that for. Is can you go to that play if you need a big play? Can you go there if you need something opened up?
Well, yeah, I mean, more than that, you're making the defense think, okay, we got to guard this play here. They're stretching out a leg here. It does appear to be a cramp, but we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. Still 3:45 left in the third quarter. 13-0 Chieftains over the Buckeyes here in your Game of the Week on Wild Country 107.7 FM.
Who can you turn to when you need a general contractor? Choose someone with over 30 years of experience, is licensed and insured. Choose the professionals at J&K Contracting. They're a full-service commercial and residential contractor. From new builds to remodeling, J&K Contracting has you covered from the ground up. Excavating or concrete, roofing or siding, replacement windows or decks, kitchen and bathroom remodels. One call, they really do it all. Call J&K Contracting, 740-698-3521. That's J&K Contracting, 740-698-3521. What's one of the worst feelings you can get? The one that hits you in the pit of your stomach. You can't find your keys. I have a solution. Announcing the new location of Athens Automotive Keys at 528 Richland Avenue in Athens. Dan and Gloria can take care of lost keys, transponder keys and programming, key duplication for house or business, and they now provide locksmith service. Athens Automotive Keys is open Monday through Friday, noon till 5:30 at 528 Richland Avenue, Athens. Call 740-590-6843. The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Back here at Boston Field, Nelsonville-York, the beneficiary, if you will, of a 15-yard, we believe it was a face mask penalty on Logan, so it moves across midfield to the 49, and it was Kai Rose, the junior for Logan, who had a cramp. They got him situated, and he's off the field now. Hopefully he'll return for his own sake. First and 10 at the 49 of Logan. They give it to Gautier out of the backfield, who gets close to the 45. They're going to mark it right out to 45, and really, I don't think his leg ever touched.
I didn't think so either.
But the officials blew it dead, and, but I guess forward progress. But great sportsmanship there by Grant Elliott, coming and tapping Gautier on the head. I'll call out good sportsmanship anytime I can. But modest gain of 4 there. We'll make this 2nd and 6 at the 45 of Logan. Nelsonville-York trying to answer back, now trailing 2 possessions.
They're on the right side of the field, though. So you still got 3 minutes left of this in your fourth quarter. You got to start with 1 score.
It feels like there's only maybe 3 possessions left in this game. So I formation here. They're showing pressure up the middle of Courtney. They hand the ball off to Gautier. Cuts up at the 45. Looked like he had a little bit of room, but I think he just got 1 yard there.
I think he lost that ball, too. Well, nope. He's got it. Okay. The way the Chieftains were reacting, maybe they just like that they got a big hit on him.
And Noah Doherty comes up a little shaken up here for the Chieftains, holding that right leg. It appears, I'm hoping it's a cramp. I'm just going to call it a cramp and hope that's all it is. You don't want to see any injuries here. But he's not coming off the field, though. Which, if you're Nelsonville-York, you got to look at that, and if you're going to throw the ball, maybe try to go after him. I'm not sure what position he is. He's listed as a linebacker. And
Gautier comes out of the game. Dakota Cunningham in the shotgun set with
Sullivan, who will take a handoff and keep it himself. He's got room off the left-hand side. Tries to make a guy miss. He's close to the first down.
See where they
the official is standing, who looks to be inches short, but I don't even think they're going to even. Yeah, they're just going to move it.
I was with you, though. He looked like he was a little short.
Just inside
they're
of
like, close enough.
Yeah. These referees are hot and tired, too. Like I said, there's a shortage of referees. That's why we had a game last night. Alexander picked up a big win over Sayreville East. That was a fun game. Dustin and I got the call.
What was the score? Do you remember?
21-0 was the end. And
good for the Spartans.
Yeah, it was a good win. We'll talk about that a little bit on Wednesday on the Wild World of Sports. 6 o'clock on all of our platforms. But in the meantime, Nelsonville-York has the first and 10 at the Logan 39, showing pressure. Courtney off the left-hand side. They do send him flag on the play. Again, I don't think it's a coincidence that 3 or 4 times we've seen this false start. Well, 2 or 3 times we've seen this false start, and it's when Courtney's blitzing up the middle.
I think that one may have been on Sullivan, though, because isn't that part where you drop your head as the quarterback? You can't do that too far. Yeah. I thought I saw him do that there because I didn't see anybody move.
Well, I think some officiating, it probably varies from officiating crew to officiating crew. I don't think he's allowed to try to get the offense or the defense to jump off sides by doing that. If
kind of what it
looked like natural, maybe they'll let you get away with it. 5-yard penalty marches them back to the 44 for a 1st and 15. Just 1:20 left in this third quarter. Courtney showing blitz on the outside here. Cunningham picks it up nicely. Sullivan rolling out to the right. He's just going to throw this, and it is going to be incomplete at the 34. It was well thrown. It was a little bit low, but I think it was safely underthrown to Thompson. Thompson's a tall guy, so he's probably saying, get that ball up. But it was a safe throw. Probably should have been caught, but nonetheless, he's allowed to miss one every now and then, right? Or was that? That was Thompson, okay. So that will make this a much more difficult 2nd and 15, where you're probably going to put this ball on the ground to try to make a manageable 3rd down. Because the last thing you want is a 3rd and 15 where this Logan defense can just pin their ears back. But Ethan Courtney's been a force to be reckoned with on this defense as well, on the offense as well. I formation for Nelsonville-York, 1 wide out on each side. Sullivan takes the snap, is going to run and hand the ball off on the counter to Gautier, gets inside the 40, spin moves nicely,
nice
still fighting for yards at the 37. He might have got down to the 36.
Man, that kid.
He got an extra 4 yards after contact there, just out of will.
And he was holding on to that ball as well because they were just pawing at it, trying to get him to get another fumble, and he's just squeezing it.
And I think that's what they need to do, because now this is a third and, we'll call it 3rd and 7 instead of a 3rd and 15 on a potential incomplete pass. So now this is we're probably going for it on 4th down. We don't have time to punt here. Let's make this, if we can't get the 4th down, let's try to make this close, or if we can't get the 1st down.
You're thinking at least half here, right?
Yeah, well, I'm thinking at least half. You probably send a guy on an out route right at the 29-yard line, because that's the line to gain. The guy's going to look at that 1st down marker. This is where I got to get. Let me run this flat. Just hit me the ball. They hand the ball off this time to Gautier at the 35, and he gets down to the 33. So not a huge pickup, but that's probably what we're going to see on this 4th down play, because no doubt that they are going to go for it.
And they got about half of that, it looks like.
See the official spot.
Actually, they're going to spot it a little shorter than I thought.
Is at the 33-yard line. That's going to do it for the 3rd quarter here from Boston Field. 13-0 is your score. The Logan Chieftains over the Nelsonville-York Buckeyes. Nelsonville-York has maybe 2 possessions left in this game. Big 4th down decision coming up on the other side of this break. Here in your Game of the Week on Wild Country 107.7 FM.
In Nelsonville, Fred Wolf Automotive is your local solution to your automotive needs. Whether it's your first car or your last, they are here to help. People always ask, who is Fred Wolf? He was their great-great-grandpa who had a car dealership in Nelsonville in the 1950s. They thought it was fitting to bring his name and some of his entrepreneurial spirit back to life. The inventory is constantly changing, so if they do not have what you are looking for, please give them a call. Local people who love to help local people. Fred Wolf Automotive, located at 1273 Chestnut Street in Nelsonville, 614-309-1756.
Football season is here. Keep your athletes at their best with Holzer in Athens. Dr. Jason Cox Orthopedics and Dr. Aaron Ramsey Chiropractic Care are currently accepting new patients. From follow-up care to injury repair, our healthcare team at Holzer Athens will keep your athlete in the game. Call 855-446-5937 to schedule your appointment today. That's 855-446-5937.
The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
4 here for Nelsonville-York down to the Logan 33-yard line in a situation that feels like they have to pick up this 4th down. Sullivan takes the snap, throws it out to the flats at the 30-yard line. He slips and falls down at the 29. Joe, I told you he was going to send somebody out at that 1st down mark, and that's exactly what happened. Unfortunately, he fell down. We'll see where this official marker is, because he's down at the 29. The 1st down's at the 29.
Short.
Logan seems to think he is short. If he doesn't fall down, I think he's no doubt got that. I think they're going to probably measure this for the first time this season.
This is huge.
But, I mean, that's that play that we were talking about. We drew that up for them, and it was very well run.
Measurement.
Yeah, it feels like this game is decided on this play right here.
I mean, even the fans have gone quiet, just staring across the field as the chain gang comes across. They got to come all the way across the field as well, so they're just adding to the drama.
Yeah. And the initial look looked like he was going to be inches short, but the way they do this is so arbitrary. So who the heck knows? And we can't see anything anyway.
Yeah, the Buckeyes are in the way.
It's right on the sidelines. They'll usually move this back to the hash. Logan seems to think they're short. They're going to be short here. So
wow.
Inches short will be a turnover on downs, and that feels like that could be the end of the game. Well, still 12 minutes left. We just started this 4th quarter.
Buckeyes got to get a turnover now, though. They're in that situation where they've got to get a turnover because you're down 2 scores. You're down 1 score, you're not a big problem here, but being down two scores here, you've got to get a turnover on this or the next possession.
So that chess game I'm talking about tells you Nelsonville-York stacked the box here because Logan's going to want to run this ball out, run the clock out. But Logan knows that. So will they come out and pass it? Probably not. But don't be surprised if we see a quick slant or something like that sooner rather than later. 1st and 10 at their own 29. Logan takes over after that turnover on downs. 13-0 over Nelsonville-York to send a man in motion is Morgan, who cuts back up off that jet sweep. And he's going to be taken down at the 33-yard line after a pickup of about 4 yards. So we'll call this a 2nd and 6.
Now 68 yards for Caden Morgan on the ground, including that touchdown.
And just one of the mini cogs of this Logan offense.
Mm-hmm.
We'll call that 2nd and 5. They'll give him that extra yard. 2nd and 5 from the 34 of Logan. Tootle shotgun set, low snap, picks it up. He's looking to throw, but now he's just going to scramble himself. 37, and he's slammed down hard by Caden McWilliams. I'm sorry. He saved a big yardage there because there was a lot of room in front of Tootle.
And now he's going to be a yard short or so of the first down.
Yeah, it looks to be about 3rd and long 1, short and 2. Take your pick.
.86 yards for the quarterback on the ground now.
Board's going to show a 3rd and 1. He's in a shotgun formation, which is kind of surprising, with Courtney in the backfield, who will fake a handoff and look for a quick screen. He's wrapped up in the backfield, and he can't get away. He pitches it to Courtney, and he's taken down for no gain. You initially thought it might have been a bad call. He might have lost a half yard on that. Because if Nelsonville-York is able to bring him down right away, he loses 3 or 4 there. But you love that excitement, right?
Yeah, it's just a player making a play and hoping for the best. But credit the Buckeyes for staying with that even after the pitch.
But the whole time I'm seeing him looking for that, I'm thinking pitch it. Let the ball hit the ground. Pitch the ball. He did, but Courtney was aware. We'll be 4th and 1. Courtney goes in motion there. Might just be trying to draw Nelsonville-York offside. Okay, so they bring that punt back now. It's Courtney. Last time he faked this. He's still in that rugby style. He does punt it this time, as Nelsonville-York was aware of it. Takes the Buckeyes bounce at the 31 back to the 32 and out of bounds. So Nelsonville-York got the stop they needed.
So you take that if you're the Buckeyes. That's your first 3 and out of the night. So that's just as good as a turnover with the amount of time that's left in this one. You got to be breathing a sigh of relief once again if you're a Buckeye fan, but you got to get points on the board here.
Yeah, I mean, you're almost in your 2-minute offense right now. So let's spread things out, and I want to see what they can do out of the passing game. Now, they're not forcing that. They can run the ball still, but...
And so can Cam Sullivan. So to your point, if you get him out where you can try to get him on the run, if he's got something open, pass it. If not, get a couple yards. Not a bad strategy right now.
Shotgun set for Sullivan with Cunningham in the backfield with him, rolling out to the right. He's going to throw this. He's going to throw it behind Walker Stone with Jack Walsh in coverage there. No harm, no foul in that, and that's... That's the risk, right? Because you're sophomore quarterback. The game is on his hands right now and on his legs. So you have to trust that he can do that, and he hasn't been here to do this before. Yeah, and it's a case where he's going to grow into this.
Yes, absolutely.
That's a tough throw to make, and it was just behind, and maybe he didn't have the opportunity to throw that. Maybe it would have been intercepted or something. I don't know. We'll give him benefit of the doubt there, but you can still run the ball, but it feels like the window's closing pretty quickly on that. 2nd and 10 from their own 32. 9:48 to go in this contest. 13-0 Logan over Nelsonville-York. Sullivan shotgun set with Cunningham to his right, 2 wideouts right, 2 to the left. Sullivan takes a snap. He's going to step up in the pocket. He's got a man wide open just shy of midfield. He gets across midfield, makes a couple guys miss. The 40-yard line, spins out of it. He's down to the 37.
Walker Stone
with a big completion there.
Biggest play of the game for the Buckeyes on offense.
Thrown very nicely. That was Gautier in the backfield there, by the way, not Cunningham. Just want to make sure we get the right name out there. But that was exactly what they needed. They moved the ball down. They chunked it. But you got to have more of that. Still 9.5 to go. You got 37 yards to get your first points on this board. Sullivan shotgun set. Now that's for sure Cunningham to his left. 2 wideouts right, 2 to the left. 4-4 defense for the Chieftains. Sullivan takes the snap, looking to pass. He's looking to the right. He's going to throw it up, fade on 1-on-1 matchup to Thompson. Incomplete. And that would have been the catch of the year in week 2 already, because that ball was overthrown. But Thompson said, I got this, and it's off his fingertips. Everybody in the stadium was standing up there. I'm still standing. But unfortunately, it does go down incomplete. And, Joe, that could have been the momentum breaker.
Yeah, that was I thought, overthrown a little bit, yes, but he threw it to where only his guy could get it. So that's a good throw. And Thompson did everything he could to pull that one in just off the fingertips.
And I guess I'll just say I thought it was badly overthrown, but it was not. So it was pretty well thrown. 2nd and 10 here after that. No real harm on that. They fake a handoff. Sullivan keeps it himself off the left-hand side. Got a inside the 35. 30 makes a couple guys miss, and they're dancing at the 25. He might have got to the 23. Is Sullivan on that for a pickup of about 15.
Big pickup, big run there.
So this is a situation where Nelsonville-York still needs to find that pay dirt. And again, your play selection becomes a little bit more limited as you get close to the red zone. And they're 2 yards from the red zone. So I think you just have to keep airing this out. Spread him out a little bit. And if he's got to run it, let him run it. But look for a spy here. Shotgun set for Sullivan. picking the snap, rolling out to the right, trying to pass. He doesn't have a lot of options. It's
off.
intercepted at the 15, the 20, 25. And that was just very well run by Talon Thompson.
Yeah, he read the pass there, and Sullivan nearly got it through him as hard as he threw it, but he did force that in there. And again, this is that lesson you're going to learn as a quarterback. If that one's there with the time and distance, you go for it. If not, run that ball up a little bit, take your yards that you get. But I like that he tried that. I like that he had the confidence in himself to do it, but he's going to have to learn that you got to make sure, you got to know when you're in this situation.
And against a lot of teams, maybe that does come through. I think he threw that to Alex Thompson, right?
I think it was Meek that was actually his intended target there.
So, a lot of guys who aren't as aware may not come aware of that interception, but Thompson read it and he jumped the route. It wasn't that Sullivan threw it to him. He threw it to him. It was a nice
jumped
throw,
the route.
But Thompson jumped it nicely. We're coming on a spread formation. Trips left here.
I'm a little surprised by that.
First and 10 at the 27. They're going to send Morgan in motion. Probably just pitch it to him. They do. Goes out the right side. Cuts up at the right tackle after a gain of about 2.
Not surprised by the run. I was surprised if they were going to go empty and pass that ball.
I sort of thought it might be a quarterback draw, but we have seen that motion before, but never out of an empty set tonight, I don't think, as we have a timeout taken. We're going to take it to 8:24 to go in this. Nelsonville-York trailing Logan 13-0. More action coming up on the other side of Wild Country, 107.7 FM.
Since 1926, Athens Insurance Services has focused on doing one thing and doing it well, providing peace of mind through affordable, comprehensive insurance protection. Whether you're looking for car insurance for your new teenage driver, home insurance for your first home, protection for your business or life insurance, they've got you covered. Representing Central Insurance Company, count on Andrew, Mike, Kendra, Hannah, Chelsea, and Brent. Athens Insurance Services at 375 Richland Avenue. Call 740-593-6639.
I've got a few summer crushes, and I met them all at McDonald's. The first is any size Southern style sweet tea for just $1.29. I can't stop thinking about it. Then there's any size frozen Dr. Pepper, Fanta Blue Raspberry, or Coke for just $1.99. Ice cold and sweet is my jam. Lastly, any sized iced coffee is just $1.99. I'm sorta obsessed. There are drinks, then there are drinks from McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Coca-Cola and Fanta are registered trademarks of the Coca-Cola Company. Dr. Pepper is a registered trademark of Dr. Pepper 7-Up, Inc.
The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Second and 7 is the situation that the Chieftains find themselves in. They're just milking this clock down. It was 8 minutes ago in this game.
Yeah, this is smart.
It was Gautier was the injured Nelsonville-York player. Good to report that he did get up and run off on his own free will. They're going to pitch this out to the right-hand side a little bit earlier than I thought they might. Nelsonville-York snapped it out, though.
That was Fraley.
I think he lost a couple yards. Jeremy Fraley's had a relatively quiet night. We'll see. So they're going to lose 2 yards on that play. Make this a 3rd and 9 in a situation that Nelsonville-York needs to stop here if they want any hope.
Agreed. And it needs to be like now. It can't be get it the first and then go get a stop. It needs to be now here.
Gautier comes back in favor of Max McDonald. So probably was just cramps. Go ahead and blame me, Joe. But
I am. No, we have cramps before you mentioned it.
3rd and 9 is the situation as I just move on here. Toodle shotgun set with Courtney to his left, rolling out to the right.
Good blitz.
He's going to reverse field. He's just going to throw this out to the sidelines. Did he get out of the pocket there is the question, because he ran out left. And then he reversed field again. I guess they're going to say he was out of the pocket. They're not even hesitating. It felt like it could have been intentional grounding, but we'll be 4th and 9, in which you feel like is probably a punt.
They're going to say there was somebody in that vicinity as well, too.
I
don't know that I believe that, but that's okay. Still a punt.
Yeah, and this is the same situation that they're running. To eventually, they're going to have a false start here. So they line up their punter, which is Ethan Courtney in the left wide receiver slot, and quarterback Carson Toodle is just sitting there in a single empty set. And then they send Courtney in motion, and then if they don't snap it to him, they will.
It's a routine for them, but there's nothing. There's no way they're going to go.
It's a setup.
Yeah, there's no way they're going to do the fake with the rugby punt this time. It's too risky.
So they'll send him in motion, and assuming they don't snap it to him, then Courtney will just drop back, and Toodle will move off to the right-hand side. Nobody's falling for it here, but they're probably just putting that on film for the future, and so they can run it. It gets a high punt. Going to be fielded at the 35. He drops it, and Logan's going to recover this at the 46. I think Austin Weishier is going to recover, and he's beating himself up. I think that's Colton Bookman. And that's a case where he probably should have just called the timeout or the fair catch. Similar to what we saw last week.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing. Last week the Buckeyes were the recipient of that play, and this week they give it right back.
And it felt like what hope was there is now probably gone.
Yeah, with 2 scores with 7 minutes left, again, the Buckeyes are going to have to force turnovers at this point, and I think the Logan Chieftains don't let this ball go in the air at all. They run everything they got, so they're going to have to force a fumble.
Yeah, probably a little fortunate that Logan didn't scoop and score there. The first guy who could have dropped the ball himself. 1st and 10 at their own 47 to hand the ball off to Morgan. Goes up the middle, goes to the right-hand side, and then he's upended just shy of the 40-yard lines of the 41.
Thought I did see some Buckeyes in there trying to paw at that ball.
Yeah.
Which is what they're going to have to do.
We'll call that a gain of 6 for Caden Morgan. Make the 2nd and 4 at the 47 for the Logan Chieftains. Tootle comes out with Courtney to his left. 2 wideouts left, 2 wideouts right. Probably going to get a dose of Ethan Courtney here. We're going to pitch us out on the outside. He's going to be tripped up nicely by Dakota Cunningham, and he's going to lose about a yard there.
Well, once again, just holding that ball. He had that thing tight to his stomach, to his chest. He was not letting that thing come out.
Yeah, somebody had to talk with him, didn't they?
Yep.
3rd and 6 here for the Logan Chieftains. 6 minutes left in this contest. Still 13-0 Logan over Nelsonville-York, and it feels like that window is slowly crashing as Walker Stone and Alec Thompson reverse field here on your corners. Tootle comes out under shotgun formation with Morgan to his right. Takes the snap, looking to pass. He's going to throw this out into the flats, and he's going to overthrow his intended receiver, which was Jack Walsh, and that will go down incomplete.
I'm shocked at that.
Yeah, I mean, 3rd and 6. They've been churning out 4 or 5 yards a pop. You could have got this down to 4th and 1, maybe 4th and 2.
And the clock stops.
Yeah. They do bring out that same formation, and actually looks like Courtney's just going to drop straight back to the punt here. On this 4th and 6 at the 43. A big return here. Could try to set the chain in motion.
Yeah, see if the Buckeyes make him pay for that.
I don't think they're even going to try to return this, though.
No.
I hope it goes in the end zone, but it's going to hit at the 14 and bounce straight up, then go out of bounds around the 10-yard line. So a nice little return there by Ethan Courtney. 5:31 to go in this contest. Still trailing 13-0 to the Logan Chieftains. Any comeback, it's got to start right now, Joe.
Yeah, the Buckeyes here need to be looking at that bag of tricks now. Now you're in desperation mode because you talk about 2-minute drill. This needs to be as quick as possible to get a score. You go with an onside kick. If you do it fast enough, you could probably kick it away. But you got to score here to have any kind of shot at any kind of miracle in the next possession.
Yeah, I mean, it's a scary situation. Yeah, your defense has done a pretty good job here in the
90 yards
quarter.
away, so.
Yeah, I guess we got to score before we can have that conversation,
Yep.
right? I'm thinking, Sid Thompson on a deep route. We're probably going to see some cover 3s, maybe some 4s. A couple safeties sitting back around the 25 to 30-yard line. Just not letting
you're going
anybody
to see a
behind.
bit of a prevent, I believe.
Yeah, I'm probably going to say, hey, we're going to let you complete it underneath of us, but you're not getting behind us here. We just have one quarter or safety sitting there. That's Fraley, who's sitting at the 24 right
Thompson's
now.
in the slot, Meek on the far out.
Sullivan shotgun set, takes a snap, Cunningham in the block to get a completed pass on the flats. Tries to make one guy miss at the 15.
Oh, he
gets
does.
away from
Stays
cover,
up.
jukes at the 20, the 23, where he's finally taken down. Very nicely done by Alec Thompson.
Yeah, that was all Thompson after that catch. There was no blocking there for him. It was just making a play, and he should have been down about 4 or 5 yards before that and stretched it out.
So he picked up 14 on that and make it 1st and 10 at the 24. 5:16 left in this game. They got to get moving if they want a chance at a comeback. They don't seem to be in too big of a hurry here. Trips right. Sullivan in the shotgun formation with Gauthier to his left. One wide out far left. 4-3 defense for the Chieftains. Courtney creeping up like they might blitz. I bet it's a fake. With his other linebacker. No, they do send both of them there. Sullivan quickly gets rid of it. They're going to try to pitch it. That should be a fumble. And they do.
I'm not sure.
Gets it back. I don't. Yeah. In college or NFL, they might review that to make sure Thompson had that catch because he caught it so quickly and just quickly tried to pitch it on the hook and ladder. The officiating is going to say that it's a catch and a fumble. Nelsonville-York does recover it, but they lost any yardage that they had back to the 2nd and 10.
It ends up being a no gain. I'm not sure that was an actual catch. I think he kind of just pops it over.
Yeah, I mean, you want to get to the letter of the rule, you're probably right there. But 2nd and 10, Sullivan takes the snap, going to throw it again quickly into the flats to Thompson, who goes out of bounds, taken down around the 30.
They got to go.
And Thompson looks to be a little shaken up. He stays out there, though. And they do have a 3rd and 4 here. Low snap. Sullivan just going to pick it up himself, try to turn something out of nothing, and going to lose 2 yards there. So it's going to make this.
And Sullivan's slow to get up now.
Yeah, he appears to be cramping. So we're going to take a quick injury timeout. 13-0, Logan over Nelsonville-York. 3:49 to go. Fourth quarter action coming up on the other side here on Wild Country 107.7 FM.
If you're looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle, come to Tink's Auto Trading Post, located on State Route 13, just off of Route 33 and Columbus Road in Athens. With over 30 years of experience, you can trust that you will get a great deal at a great price. We also offer routine maintenance on your cars, such as brakes, oil changes, and tires. Tink's Auto Trading Post, where less overhead means less markup. Remember to think Tink for your next great car deal. Tink's Auto Trading Post, 740-594-8465, or visit us on the web at tinksautotradingpost.com.
No matter what business you're in, it's about people. It's about treating others the way you'd like to be treated. The word service literally means helpful act of assistance. We know that our local merchants offer more helpful acts of assistance than any other place where you'd care to shop. Together we grow. First National Bank. Together we grow. Member FDIC. Online at first-national.com.
The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Player, he's favoring that left leg. We're hoping it's just a cramp.
Yeah, the worst time for the Buckeyes to have their quarterback cramp up, too. So we'll see what they do here without their sophomore general out there. But I was looking through the stats there, and that big play by Alec Thompson, that's the first catch I have for him. That's tough if you're Nelsonville-York to win games if you're not getting the ball into the hands of probably your most dynamic player outside of maybe Gautier.
Yeah, I was a little surprised
with under 5 minutes to go.
I was a little surprised when you mentioned that to me because he is a key guy, and that just shows the imbalance that this offense has had tonight. And that's their forced hand by Logan. It's nothing against Nelsonville-York. Yeah. Logan is playing that well. Big 4th and 5 here. Again, if they want any chance, they got to come here with a backup quarterback. Can't tell who's in there. That's just
Gautier taking the Wildcat, snap and he's brought down. That's it.
That's no game, and what should essentially end the game. 3:32 to go. Logan will get the ball back 1st and 10 at the Nelsonville-York 29-yard line. And again, I do feel like Logan is. This is more indicative of how good Logan is opposed to Nelsonville-York.
Sure. As the Buckeyes have hung in there, I mean, given that they've only given up 13 points to this team. It's just they've been able to stop them. You talked about earlier, bending and not breaking. They've been able to do that, but they haven't been able to stop the momentum of their drives.
And I would say on the night as a whole, I would grade the defense at, let's say, a C or so.
Because of the points.
Yeah, you hold this high potent, I'll call it a high potent offense to just 13 points. We'll see what they do here, but any points after this doesn't count in my opinion. 1st and 10 at the 28, two-tool shotgun formation. Going to hand the ball off to Courtney up the middle. He gets by a couple would-be tacklers, and he's down at the 22? Yeah, between the 22 and the 23, so it should be a gain of 5 or so. Yeah, we'll call it a gain of 5. Melting away. We're down to 3:13 left in this contest. Still 13-0 Logan over Nelsonville-York. So we're going to have an interesting postgame show. We're going to try to wrap things up here, get some official Higgins stats. We'll try to get some scores going on around the area, try to untangle that weave at Federal Hawking that we heard. We'll talk a little bit about everything here. Most importantly, we have the Texas Roadhouse Player of the Game coming up, and there's going to be a lot of options there, Joe.
Yeah, it's going to be they've used a lot of options. So
2nd and 5 at the 23. He's going to hand the ball off. He keeps himself on a QB read, and that's how you run a QB read. He takes that to the house. Tootle, that's Carson Tootle, 23 yards to the house. Touchdown, Chieftains.
Just icing on the cake, really.
Yeah, I think that's the first QB read we've seen tonight. Every other time they just handed the ball off, and that's setting that play up beautifully. He pulled that because Nelsonville-York committed to Ethan Courtney on that, and he just had a wide open play. He got touched a couple times, but Mo Huddle here lined up for Logan. We'll see what they choose to do out of this. not really necessary, but the last PAT was a miss, so it is a 19-point lead. I guess you could try to make it an even 3 scores, but I'm not sure what the point of that would be right now. Tootle shotgun set with Walsh to his left. Takes a snap. He's going to keep it himself. Go out the right-hand side. Now he's going to flip it. Now it's going to go down incomplete. So no good on the 2-point try. 19-0 is your score. 2:39 to go. Logan over Nelsonville-York. Quick break. Nelsonville-York's final hope on the other side here on Wild Country 107.7 FM.
Rutland Bottled Gas has propane for almost every need. Home, farm, industry, greenhouse, lodges, and cabin rentals. They sell and install heaters made by Buck Stove, Empire Comfort Systems, and Heat Star. Ranges by Crosley and grills by Weber. Rutland's specialty is installing and setting up propane systems that make your world more comfortable. 2 offices to serve you. The Plains at 177 North Plains Road and in Rutland at 282 Main Street. Stop by, call, or visit them at rutlandbottlegas.com for more information. Rutland Bottled Gas since 1947. 740-797-4675. Who can you turn to when you need a general contractor? Choose someone with over 30 years of experience, is licensed and insured. Choose the professionals at J&K Contracting. They're a full-service commercial and residential contractor. From new builds to remodeling, J&K Contracting has you covered from the ground up. Excavating or concrete, roofing or siding, replacement windows or decks, kitchen and bathroom remodels. One call, they really do it all. Call J&K Contracting, 740-698-3521. That's J&K Contracting, 740-698-3521. The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Stone returned the kick for the Nelsonville-York Buckeyes, and he's going to be taken down around the 29, facing a 3-score deficit here. You know, it's all but over, right, Joe?
Yeah, I mean, again, if you can score quickly enough, you can try a miracle onside kick recovery, that sort of stuff, and score again, but the way the game has progressed this entire time, I don't see that really happening. And I don't know that Cam Sullivan's still on the bench, so he's not even going back in there. So Buckeyes are going to concede this one with probably a wildcat formation type stuff. It does look like Gautier's just going to get under center.
Yeah, it's probably a situation that you probably had him in mind as a backup quarterback should something like this happen. So you're just going to work this out there. He's going to hand this off to the left-hand side to Coach Cunningham, who gets up to 35, the 40, and taken down at the 42. It was a nice run, probably dictated by the fact that Logan's just not letting anybody behind him. You can run underneath us. We're going to run that clock down.
Yep.
And that's what you should be doing in that situation.
13 yards on the pickup, though.
First and 10 out their own 42-yard line. 2:20 to go in this. 19-0. Logan over Nelsonville-York. Does putting points on the board here do anything for you as far as momentum next week?
I think the Buckeyes know what went wrong today and how they're, what they were overmatched in terms of the defensive side stopping things. So putting points here is just be like, okay, get that taste out of your mouth a bit.
Cunningham receives the handoff, and his legs are taken out from him by Jeremy Fraley, but not before a pickup of about 6, he said as a question. We'll call it 6, Joe. 2nd and 4 here coming up for Nelsonville-York. Just shy of midfield at their own 48. 1:40 to go in this contest. Again, an exciting post-game show coming up here. We're going to recap this game, give some stats, give some scores from around the area. Maybe talk about the Nelsonville-York band, which is preparing to put on a nice performance. I formation, Gautier in under center with Cunningham as the back man. Looks like McDonald as the fullback.
Gautier going to pass.
He's going to keep us off the left-hand side. He's going to come up well short of his intended receiver, Logan Meek. Should be 3rd and 4 here for the Nelsonville-York Buckeyes. Real interesting game, though, Joe. Fortunately, for the officials, for teams going forward, I don't think we'll have any more scorchers like we had this week. So we should get into more temperate Friday nights as we get into fall or closer to fall, which I know a lot of people aren't happy about. But it does mean the return of college football tomorrow night, which I'm pretty excited about.
Absolutely.
3rd and 4 here for Nelsonville-York at their own 48. 2 wideouts to the left. Gautier in under center with that's still McDonald at fullback, and then Cunningham's going to receive the handoff, gets to the midfield marker, but nothing else. Will be a gain of 2. Should make a 4th and 2 for Nelsonville-York with just 60 seconds left. This is time where I just run play action, Joe. Well, if you have your starting quarterback in there, we're going to have to try and monitor that situation. His left leg is being looked at right now. Is Cam Sullivan? He's taking his pads off. Obviously, his day's done, but going forward, he's going to be crucial to the success of this Nelsonville-York team. And I don't see anything super threatening. So all things considered, hopefully the young man's okay.
I'm sure this is just precautionary for next week.
Under center's got the air. He's going to hand the ball to Dakota off the left-hand side. I think he's going to lose a yard here. So that's going to do it here from Boston Field. 19-0 is your final score. Logan is going to get the win over Nelsonville-York. So don't go anywhere. We're going to take a quick break. We've got a post-game show coming up here on your Game of the Week on Wild Country 107.7 FM.
Who can you turn to when you need a general contractor? Choose someone with over 30 years of experience, is licensed and insured. Choose the professionals at J&K Contracting. They're a full-service commercial and residential contractor. From new builds to remodeling, J&K Contracting has you covered from the ground up. Excavating or concrete, roofing or siding, replacement windows or decks, kitchen and bathroom remodels. One call, they really do it all. Call J&K Contracting, 740-698-3521. That's J&K Contracting, 740-698-3521.
Pidcock Glass is the largest full-service glass company in the area. They've been serving Southeast Ohio for over 30 years and have over 100 years in combined experience. They do it all: commercial, residential, screen, mirrors, tabletops, and heavy equipment. Have a unique issue? Just let them know. Check them out online at pidcockglass.com or call 740-753-4527 to set up an appointment or stop in at 500 East Canal Street in Nelsonville. Pidcock Glass.
Tri-County Career Center offers students the opportunity to earn industry-recognized credentials in fields like cosmetology, welding, diesel agriculture, and sports medicine. Our programs focus on teaching job-specific skills that prepare you for the workforce, military service, or college. We offer 2-year programs and short-term adult classes. Ready to learn new skills and boost your earning potential? Start today by calling 800-637-6508 or visit us online at tricountyhightech.com.
I can get 4 of my faves at McDonald's for an amazing price. I just have to say the secret words. McDonald's $5 meal deal. With these magical words, I can get a McDouble, a McChicken, or a hot and spicy McChicken. Plus a 4-piece chicken McNuggets, small fries, and any small soft drink. All of this is just $5. Actually, everyone can get the McDonald's $5 meal deal, so it's really not a secret. I'm just in a library right now. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
If you're looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle, come to Tink's Auto Trading Post, located on State Route 13, just off of Route 33 and Columbus Road in Athens. With over 30 years of experience, you can trust that you will get a great deal at a great price. We also offer routine maintenance on your cars, such as brakes, oil changes, and tires. Tink's Auto Trading Post, where less overhead means less markup. Remember to think Tink for your next great car deal. Tink's Auto Trading Post, 740-594-8465, or visit us on the web at tinksautotradingpost.com.
I'm Dr. Amy Maggard, and I'm a pediatrician at Holzer in Athens. Choosing to practice here meant coming home for me, and I'm able to give back to the community that I love. When it comes to local health care, think Holzer first.
I'm Dr. Aaron Ramsey, and I've been a chiropractor here at Holzer Athens for 20 years. I love this community and its people. It's why I choose to work and raise my family here. It's all about community, and that's why I think Holzer first.
In Nelsonville, Fred Wolf Automotive is your local solution to your automotive needs. Whether it's your first car or your last, they are here to help. People always ask, who is Fred Wolf? He was their great-great-grandpa who had a car dealership in Nelsonville in the 1950s. They thought it was fitting to bring his name and some of his entrepreneurial spirit back to life. The inventory is constantly changing, so if they do not have what you are looking for, please give them a call. Local people who love to help local people. Fred Wolf Automotive, located at 1273 Chestnut Street in Nelsonville, 614-309-1756.
No matter what business you're in, it's about people. It's about treating others the way you'd like to be treated. The word service literally means helpful act of assistance. We know that our local merchants offer more helpful acts of assistance than any other place where you'd care to shop. Together we grow. First National Bank. Together we grow. Member FDIC. Online at first-national.com.
Rutland Bottled Gas has propane for almost every need. Home, farm, industry, greenhouse, lodges, and cabin rentals. They sell and install heaters made by Buck Stove, Empire Comfort Systems, and Heat Star. Ranges by Crosley and grills by Weber. Rutland Specialty is installing and setting up propane systems that make your world more comfortable. 2 offices to serve you. The Plains are 177 North Plains Road and in Rutland at 282 Main Street. Stop by, call, or visit them at rutlandbottlegas.com for more information. Rutland Bottle Gas since 1947. 740-797-4675.
There's only one perfect food for watching or listening to sports. Pizza! Get ready for the game by calling one of the 3 locations of Little Italy Pizza in Nelsonville, Gloucester, or New Straitsville. Dough made fresh every day with 3 crusts to choose from, with all the toppings a pizza lover craves. Little Italy Pizza also features mouth-watering subs, sandwiches, salads, and appetizers. Open 7 days a week. Gloucester, New Straitsville, and Nelsonville. Locally owned and operated.
Hey, it's me. Well, you from the future. Let's talk budget. Gas prices are going up. You blew your budget buying groceries, and here comes your bill for car insurance. Now, that's one bill you can control when you choose Erie Insurance.
Do your future self a favor and ask about Raid Lock from Erie.
The only thing going down is the waistline on our jeans. Yep, low rise are back in again.
Your Erie agent is McFadden Insurance. Get a quote today at mcfadden-insurance.com.
Go to erieinsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
If you're looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle, come to Tink's Auto Trading Post, located on State Route 13, just off of Route 33 and Columbus Road in Athens. With over 30 years of experience, you can trust that you will get a great deal at a great price. We also offer routine maintenance on your cars, such as brakes, oil changes, and tires. Tink's Auto Trading Post, where less overhead means less markup. Remember to think Tink for your next great car deal. Tink's Auto Trading Post, 740-594-8465, or visit us on the web at tinksautotradingpost.com.
The high school game of the week on 770 WAIS, 103.9 FM, and WAISAMradio.com.
Welcome to the postgame show here from legendary Boston Field as the Logan Chieftains escape with a 19-0 win over the Nelsonville-York Buckeyes. Joe, how do you want to take this? You want to go right into stats or you want to recap?
We can do stats first real quickly here. There are what you pretty much think in terms of what we saw during the game. Is the way we called it. It was a lot of rush.
Yeah.
A lot of rush for the Logan Chieftains. Actually, 39 carries.
Wow.
220 yards on the ground. 6 for 13 through the air for 40 yards. So 52 for 260. Spread out, as you talked about, a lot of weapons for this Logan team is what they were able to bring. Morgan has 16 carries for 77 yards. Courtney added 10 carries for 29 yards. And then the quarterback, Tootle, 9 carries for 86 yards. They led the way for those. So one with 86, one with 77, a lot of chunk yards here. That was what Logan did so best. So I guess we're going to mix a little bit of the recap also. Is Nelsonville-York couldn't stop them. It was 5 yards before they were getting touched. Then they touch them with about a yard in, and they squeeze that out for 5 or 6 more yards. That was a real difficulty. That was the difference in this game. The Buckeye defense never really broke too much. They bent a lot but didn't break. You made that call in the air. But they were giving up chunks upon chunks upon chunks every drive. Only 1 3-and-out the entire game.
Yeah, I mean, it was really dictated by this Logan offense that just had so many pieces, and Nelsonville-York just couldn't contain it.
And their line, the Logan Chieftain line, was getting them holes all over the place and giving them room to run. So Nelsonville-York never was able to solve that. That was the biggest difference of the game. They were never able to solve, can we get through and can we finish the tackle and can we get them for short gains at best. They were getting 4, 5, 6 yards every time they wanted it.
Right, and our analysis at halftime was that Nelsonville-York was fortunate to only be down 7 points the way Logan controlled things, and that did not change at all. Anything big that Nelsonville-York was able to do in the second half was really turned very quickly by Logan. Again, this game is very much indicative of Logan being better. I don't think Nelsonville-York played that bad tonight.
No, I mean, the only thing you're going to point to for Nelsonville-York is they didn't give themselves a chance when it mattered most. They had those turnovers.
Yeah.
They had the interception. They had the muffed punt. And those things, once you got to that point, you never long had a chance. If you make those things work out, you at least give yourself a shot. And I think that's probably the biggest thing Coach Rusty Richards and his staff will be doing is saying, guys, we did the best we could out there. This was a tough team. This was a really good team that was able to get a victory on us. But we didn't give ourselves the chances that we could have based on these mistakes. If we don't make these mistakes, we got a shot.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Is that all you got for stats?
For the Nelsonville-York Buckeyes, they had 32 carries, 156 yards on the ground, 6 of 13 through the air for 69 yards, 45 total plays, 227. In terms of the individuals, the main thing that stands out is that Alec Thompson had 2 carries for 8 yards, but only 2 catches for 20 yards total, and that didn't come till under 4 minutes in the game where they would make that connection. Sullivan, who went out of the game at the very end, he was 6 of 13 for 69 yards through the air. Gautier held to 67 yards on the ground, which is still a decent night.
All things considered.
Right, all things considered, 15 carries. And then Cunningham added 47 yards on 9 carries. But the Buckeyes just weren't able to put enough together to overcome this Chieftain team.
It felt like the Nelsonville-York offense became too one-dimensional. And that's why Gautier, who, how many yards did you say he had?
67.
He had 67, and that feels like he should have had more. But he was carrying the entire workload. They weren't able to get many passing opportunities out there. How many completions?
6.
6 completions, and that surprised me. It feels like it was far less than that.
6 of 13.
And when you can't get a weapon like Alec Thompson involved, it shows that you're very one-dimensional. And that's Logan taking away Alec Thompson.
Yeah, and I didn't think the offense was much of the issue this week for Nelsonville-York as much as you were favoring it. I thought it was more on the defense, not being able to stop Logan on every, again, 1 3 and out, and that didn't seem to matter at that point. Everything else was just Logan's going to get big drives, put them together. The Buckeye defense did a good job for the most part. They came up with a huge turnover. Thompson had that interception that stopped the score. He had 2 touchdown-saving tackles himself, but it still ended up in Logan's favor. It could have been a lot worse, is my point.
So last week we were both riding very high on this offense. Has your opinion changed on that?
Hopefully Sullivan's okay, because that's going to affect that for sure.
Part, yeah.
And it did seem like he was going to be okay out there. I'm still okay with Nelsonville-York's offense. Their defense is a good defense, but Logan's offense was simply better tonight. So I'm not too much down on it. This was a better team. This was a bigger team. Again, you're playing a school that's 4 times your size. You're going to have deeper guys. You were going through that roster. How many new names did you speak this week? You know, there was a lot out there. So you expect that. Again, I think that's why Nelsonville-York schedules teams like this, because this is the type of club, whether it's the size or just the quality, that you're going to see come playoff time.
You certainly tend to learn more from a loss than you do a win, for sure. So I like this game film. I like going and learning. And Logan is better than, I'll also say, most of the teams in the TVC Ohio.
Sure.
And I think there's one non-conference game, and that's left, and that's Liberty Union next week. I think the rest will be TVC Ohio. So they're not going to face this kind of caliber of offense or defense. So it's a great test for them, but I think they are still fine going forward.
Yeah, I agree. Nelsonville-York will be fine going. We've got Fairfield Union.
I think Liberty Union.
Liberty Union is who we got next week. And they're going to try and bounce back. That'll be a tough game as well, but they're going to try and bounce back from that.
Yeah, so we have one more piece to get to, but before we do that, I'm going to try to get some things wrapped up here, some more Week 2 action. Again, Alexander played last night, and they got a 21-0 win over Sciotoville East in a game that was strange due to some circumstances. And again, our thoughts are definitely with the Alexander community going through what they're going through. So it was strange. It was hot. Once again, they moved that kickoff back. The entire fourth quarter was a running clock. Both teams just said, hey, let's get this game over with. It was so hot. Big win there for the Spartans. They go out to 1-1 here. Federal Hawking game was tonight. That game got called in the first half, we believe due to heat. And the last report we were getting from Mark Hunter was that Federal Hawking should have got that win, that Trinity Christian forfeited that game. So it should be a win for the Federal Hawking Lancers. Last we saw, Trimble was ahead by 1 over Byrne Union. Miller was up on Frontier 21-0. Athens was up 35-6. So that's kind of what we have right now for a wrap-up. Just tune in to on Wednesday on the Wild World of Sports for all of our catch-up. We'll get you caught up as well, but we should have some next week action as well. But before we turn the table here, Joe, we have an award to give out.
Yeah, the Texas Roadhouse Player of the Game that, I don't know, did you get a call last week that you'd be going with them or not? Are we going to try this
No,
week?
I did not. Alec Thompson didn't give me. So I'm hoping one of my big guys will hook me up here.
Well, we're going to give this to Brendan Tomlin, one of the offensive line, defensive line players for the Buckeyes. The rushing attack, it's relying on those holes opening up. He opened up a ton of them out there. It's what he does. But Brendan Tomlin's going to get our Texas Roadhouse Player of the Game, and we'll see whether he gives Andy a call on that dinner for 2 at Texas Roadhouse.
Yeah, and it was a tough call because Logan did a good job on defense. really limiting these towers. So we gave it to a big guy there. So we're going to go and turn the page on week 2. Nelsonville coming in at 101. We'll host Liberty Union next week, and I believe Joe and I will be here once again next Friday night.
Cool.
I would assume it'll be back on 103.9 FM, and I believe Belpre at Alexander is the call for Destin and Isaiah. That should be 107.7 FM. But again, tune in on Wednesday. Stay on our social and WSCOF-sports. To make sure we get everything ironed out.
And then tomorrow we'll be back on the air, Hocking College football, 1 o'clock, the pregame at 12:40.
Right.
Isaiah Lyle and myself will be out there to get the Hawks opener.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm glad we were able to do that. You got anything else, Joe?
That's it for me tonight.
All right, so that's going to put a bow on week 2. Nelsonville-York unable to put any points on, trailing 19-0 against Logan. Will fall 1-1. Logan improves to 1-1. But that's going to do a huge shout-out to Colin Williams keeping us on the air. And for Joe Higgins, I'm Andy Hudnall. As always, thanks for listening.
Tonight's high school football game on 770 WAIS and 103.9 FM was brought to you by Pidcock Glass, McFadden Insurance, Tinks Auto Trading Post, your local McDonald's, First National Bank, Little Italy Pizza in Nelsonville, Gloucester, New Straitsville, J&K Contracting, Fred Wolf Automotive, Athens Insurance Services, Athens Automotive Keys, Rutland Bottled Gas, Tri-County Career Center, H&R Block, Holzer Health System, and Coach's Appliance Heating and Air. Join us again next time for more exciting high school football action on 770 WAIS Bookville, Nelsonville, and 103.9 FM W280 FC Nelsonville.